we bring you a brand new explosive story, Rebirth with Billionaire System Master, only Hindi novel tailer where an ordinary boy suddenly becomes billions of wealth, goes to mysterious systems and the owner of a dangerous empire. In this story, you will get luxury lifestyle romance comedy, business empire secrets, power and such fizzler expenses that will leave the world stunned. So without wasting any time, let's get started with Rebirth with Billionaire System Master key story. Aryaveer from chapter 1 to 25 Malhotra 22, an orphan who took the lives of 2 children in a road accident. He lost his life while saving her. State government, he was awarded a posthumous gallantry award by Best Student Award to be done. This is from a national newspaper. The line still echoes in his consciousness, was being. But at this moment his eyes were not on a newspaper, but a completely unknown rooftop. But it was stuck. Where the light of expensive chandeliers, the golden light makes the room look like a royal palace. I was making it. While on the other hand, the city's most counted among the prestigious industrialist family's daughter of the departing Singhania family, Kavya Singhania, in a pillow on her bed, hiding his face, stamping his feet in anger and helplessness, was being. I will not go. Papa, you give me that no engagement at Aryaveer Malhotra's house can take it. The whole of Indore knows that what kind of a boy is he. Worthless, spoiled money, the crazy one who blows, for whom life it just means wasting money. There were tears in the eyes and a choking sound in the voice. Like someone had decided his whole life. It may have been snatched from him. Her father, Dhruv Singhania, who is the famous Singhania of the country, was the owner of a biotech company. Deep fatigue and in front of him with a worried face were sitting. His blue coat is a little disheveled, dark under eyes from sleepless nights. The circles were clearly visible. He was breathing heavily and he said, Kavya, there is no way. Research of our company. The project is stuck midway. If the next funding is not received for a month, the company will go bankrupt. Your grandfather's relationship with the Malhotra family was fixed years ago, and now that relationship can save us. Kavya cried out while wiping her tears. So you'll sell me out for the man who burns crores of rupees just for fun? People even joke about it in college? We do. Dhruv Singhania lowered his gaze. This was the truth. Aryaveer Malhotra all over town. I had become a strange kind of legend. This was his most famous dialogue. If money, what's the fun in earning if you don't spend it? Parents from wealthy families give their children. They used to take his names to scare people. Someone says he threw a party worth 5 crore in one night. Some say he did it just to relieve boredom. He threw a luxury car into the river. He was called mad. But his family's immense wealth covered every madness. Kavya finally breaks down. He had understood that this was the only way to save the family. He said in a low voice, okay, but after I will break the relationship. Dhruv Singhania patted his back but also looked into his eyes. I wasn't sure. Meanwhile, the city's most Malhotra palace, located in the posh area inside Aryaveer Malhotra, in a spacious room, he sat on the bed, staring at his hands. His breathing was fast, sweat glistened on the forehead and my mind was very confused. I only remembered the sharp sound of the brakes. Then darkness, and now this place he found with trembling hands touched my face. It wasn't his body. The room was modern but the world was strangely different. She looked different. Film on the walls, posters, strange brands, placed around the room, technology, everything was familiar yet unfamiliar. He slowly got up and surveyed the room. His body was so weak that he felt as if even a strong gust of wind would knock it down. Can I be dead? His lips went dry. Then suddenly there was a sharp pain in the brain. It seemed like thousands of needles stabbing into the brain simultaneously. He fell to his knees. Next, a cold metallic voice echoed within him. Gunji, big billionaire spending system getting activated. Host identification verified, binding complete. Ranbaki Sansei. She stopped. Suddenly, a transparent blue screen appeared. Host name, Aryaveer Malhotra. Power 36, speed 41, reaction stamina 52, health 39, charm ability 32. The average level of a normal human being is 100. Aryaveer's my eyes remained wide open. What is this joke? I am so weak. Then his last look, she looked at the figure and her face darkened. Attraction power is only 32. This is a direct insult. He was almost about to cry. Right now the system, the voice echoed again. Each host 1 stat point for spending 1 lakh will receive. All states up to normal level. The system will be upgraded upon arrival. New business, mysterious powers, rare technologies, and special rewards will be unlocked. Aryaveer's heartbeat suddenly became faster. Means the more money I spend, the more powerful I will become. Correct. This time the system's voice tells him to go to some heavenly place. It sounded like music. The next moment the screen changes. First mission activated. Tonight at 12 saying spend at least 1 lakh before, awards 1 stat point. 5 on failure stat points reduced randomly will go. Ranveer's face turned pale. He looked at the clock. 8 p.m. we're living. There are 1 lakh flights in 4 hours. His heart started beating faster. Then the huge door opened and an elderly servant bowed respectfully. Yuvraj Sahib, the owner and the mistress are calling you down. Ranveer slowly stood up. There's fear in his eyes now. There was a strange glow there. Like someone, ordinary people suddenly become the most dangerous people in the world. You have become a player. Because he understood, I had realized that in this new life, the more he will waste money, the more will become powerful, and perhaps this will be the world's. It was going to be the most dangerous game. The owner and the mistress are calling. Hearing the servant's voice, Aryaveer Malhotra paused there for a moment, went. A strange panic arose in his heart. In his previous life, he was an orphan since childhood. He showed what parental love is like. I had never felt it, and now suddenly, in this new world, he found a family, got a luxurious life and wealth worth crores. There was both happiness and fear in him. Happiness to call her mine, perhaps for the first time. I met the people, and the fear that if he makes a small mistake, then the truth of this body will be revealed, could have come forward. But a bigger problem was, the system's mission will begin at 12 p.m. First he had to spend 1 lakh, she deep. He took a breath and followed the servant, huge marble staircases with golden chandeliers, glittering corridors, millions of paintings on the walls, and the entire palatial mansion. Seeing the splendor, he understood that this family was not just the richest, but the most powerful in the country. It is one of the industrialist families. The bungalow was like a royal palace with a roof. A huge glass-filled courtyard was visible across from where the night sky and the shining stars were clear. As he reached down, his gaze fell on 5 people sitting in the hall. On one side, a fierce man was sitting, in whose eyes there was such a glow that the person in front turned his head involuntarily, bend it down. The beautiful woman sitting next to him, of royal dignity and motherhood in the face of it, was a wonderful mix. Ranveer thought to himself, I guessed, this was the reason for his birth. There were parents. Another couple sat on the other side, and on seeing the girl sitting with him, Ranveer was stunned for a moment. White, that girl sitting in a dress on a silver night, she looked like an angel. His long black, the hair was scattered on the shoulders. White face was filled with mild resentment, and with great anger was clearly visible in the eyes. He was Kavya Singhania. As soon as Ranveer, when his eyes met hers, she immediately turned away. Ranveer's mind immediately analyzed the situation. Started analyzing. 8 p.m. At the same time, a big industrialist family has its own parents coming here with their daughter. The eyes kept going to that girl again and again, and it was clear that the matter was about marriage, or it was about engagement. Then his father smiled. Come meet Ranveer. This is Dhruv Singhania ji, and this is his wife, Ranveer said in a calm voice. Said, hello uncle, hello auntie. But only one thing was going on in my mind. Where will I get the money from? At last he sat down. He turned to his mother and without hesitation Kay said, I need the money right now. I need to go out. I have to go and spend it. On hearing him say, there was an awkward silence in the hall for a few seconds. Dhruv Singhania's face was gone. Even the muscles shook. They thought the boy would at least talk about engagement, but as soon as he sat down, he started asking for money. Ranveer's mother said with a mild, helpless smile, he fixed her hair. Son, listen to me first. Singhania family, he has brought a relationship. Kavya, since childhood, your future bride is fixed. Ranveer smiled inside. His guess was correct. He looked at Kavya. It was clearly written on his face that he was in this relationship, not happy with. But Ranveer doesn't care about it. It did not matter. For him, the most important thing at this time was to spend money. Yet he still said calmly, I have no objection, no. Kavya felt light upon hearing this. Sa shivered. She hoped that maybe he would refuse. But this did not happen. Son? After a while, Ranveer's mother smiled. You both of you talk a little. Understanding each other is also important. Kavya got up helplessly and had a wonderful getaway inside the mansion with Ranveer. She went to the study room. As soon as the door closed, Kavya immediately turned around and angrily said, Listen, we have just got engaged. What does it mean? Not that you can touch me. To stay away from me. Ranveer looked at him and shrugged. He shrugged and sat comfortably on the sofa. No problem. Anyway, I'm just interested in one thing. Kavya frowned. Ranveer suddenly has a strange glint in his eyes. Emerged. Do you know how to spend money? Kavya could not understand for a few moments. Ranveer said seriously, I am hard-working and don't marry a girl who saves money. I want a wife who will be with me. Together they squandered crores. Luxury cars, private island, shopping, business games, everyone. Caviar kept looking at him speechless. Him I felt like a spoiled rich boy in front of me will be. But this is a different level of crazy. It came out. Ranveer was laughing in his heart. It was clearly understood that Caviar's family is in financial trouble, and this relationship is just. It is being done to get help. But there was no problem with this. After all, he was wasting money on my system. Then suddenly a cold wave of the system came to his mind. A voice rang out, warning, mission completion. Only 3 hours 45 minutes left. Ranveer's eyes got a glow. She smiled gently. He looked at Caviar and said, "Let's go tonight. I'll show you how to find real wealth. It is flown." Aryaveer Malhotra's words. On hearing this, Caviar Singhania was stunned for a few moments. I was stunned by this. Then on his face the blush of anger spread. From the beginning he had already made up my mind that somehow this engagement would happen. She will break the relationship after fulfilling it. But Ranveer told him straight away that I can marry you whether you want to or not. It will be my wish. This thing about him was a direct attack on self-respect. After all, he is someone. She was not an ordinary girl. In college, people called the Fairy of Indoor. Wherever people go, I never get tired of praising him. But here this strange boy sitting in front of her is mesmerized by her beauty. Didn't seem impressed at all. He gritted his teeth and said, "I don't know, I'm not going to pay. Do I know how to fly or not? I have never tried." Ranveer just nodded lightly. He shook it as if it was a very simple answer. For him, this time is more about romance or arguments. It was necessary. The system's mission is to immediately step towards the door. Okay, then after I will learn. I just need to go out and get some money. Caviar's mouth remained open. For the first time in his life, he had seen a boy who would leave her alone. He considered it more important to spend money. She stamped her feet angrily and said, "There is no etiquette at all. Me here alone, you will leave and go away." Ranveer in his mind smiled. He already had an idea that Caviar cannot go back alone. After all, his family had come with the proposal. He stretched out and said dramatically, then came to me. "Together tonight we will make history and spend the most lavish extravagance." Poetry. He held his head. "Oh my God, you are crazy." Both of them reached back to the hall. Ranveer went straight to his mother and stood there and extended his hand. "Give me the money." Paul Singhania's cough broke out again. Ranveer Key's mother smiled and took out He took out his bank card and placed it in her hand. "There are about 3 lakh in it. If the sum falls short, so order more." Ranveer took the card. Then suddenly he turned towards Caviar and asked, "How much pocket money do you get daily?" Caviar looked at him sideways and asked for 500 more. "That too is hardly spent," Ranveer said. Without wasting a second, he picked up the card and put it in his pocket. "So here you go, welcome gift complete." The hall fell silent for a moment. Poetry. She stared at him in surprise. 3 lakh rupees gave the card as if it was a chocolate. Ranveer then turned towards his mother. "Now and give me the money." This time his father laughed. He drew another card. "Take 5 lakhs in this hour. I hope you're fidgeting tonight. The expenses will be met." Ranveer pocketed the card and without wasting any time, Caviar's hand, he grabbed it and went out. Caviar immediately freed my hand. "It's too much that people are shy about engagement. And you're dragging yourself along like someone have a shopping bag." But Ranveer is now was in mission mode. As soon as he came out, his eyes widened. Malhotra Palace, in fact, it was no less than a king's palace, complete. The hill belonged only to his family. All the way down hundreds of years on both sides of the wide road, giant old ginkgo and sandalwood trees were. The value of each tree is perhaps that of a common man. It was more than my entire life's earnings. Mansion. 2 red stone carvings at the main entrance. Vishal Singh was standing, whose eyes are rooted, the rubies glittered in the night light. Ranveer realized that his past life was actually the life of a poor man. Here the wealth was beyond imagination. After some time, both of them got into a long black luxury car. They were heading towards the city. Chandan, and there was a mixed fragrance of foreign perfume. Ranveer Caviar, sitting next to him, was silent. His face was towards the window, but his light was the fragrance gives a strange feeling of comfort to the entire atmosphere. Was being. Ranveer noticed that the girl, there was no pride. Even after seeing so much wealth, there was no greed in his eyes. This is the thing Ranveer felt different about her. Suddenly he said, "I'll take care of you." Caviar immediately got furious. "Go to hell. I don't want your dirty money." He took out the card and threw it on the seat. Ranveer said he picked up the card calmly and placed it on his lap. "Keep it. What did your bank card say? Have you spoiled it? Keep it, and if not kept, I will break the engagement." On hearing this, Caviar tears came to his eyes. He was forced to hand the card back. In a low voice she said, "You just know how to annoy me." Ranveer smiled slightly. He knew that he shouldn't get too emotional right now. His priority was clear. System. She took the seat but said while leaning back, "Well, you think it is easy to waste money? No. This is also an art. The real wasteful expenditure is that in which don't just spend your money, but see the world be stunned." Kavya expressed curiosity for the first time he looked at her. Now in Ranveer's eyes, spoiled rich boy stupidity was not there. There was a strange confidence there, like he's a real big-time player. Yes. He smiled and asked, "So tell me if you will get less in just a few hours tonight. What will you do if you have to spend less than 1 lakh? When Aryaveer Malhotra asked Kavya, "How can 1 lakh be spent on a chariot?" Then to tell the truth, he also has no idea in his mind. There was no concrete plan. In his past life, he sometimes took our friends to a good restaurant. I fed him food, so that's a big deal for him. It was considered a wasteful expenditure. But here the matter was different. Within a few hours, lakhs of rupees were to be spent as if it was a daily expense. Let there be a game. So the real reason for bringing Kavya along this was the reason. She was a girl from a rich family. Ranveer's lifestyle and spending habits like she was more than just a new billionaire. Poetry, she thought for a moment and then said with a scrunched nose, "The easiest way is Kasi Nano. There are millions lost overnight." Ranveer's eyes sparkled. "This is what we need to be amazing." He immediately ordered the driver. "Let's go to the city's biggest casino car speeding at night." She ran into the light. Ranveer kept looking out the window. City someone. It seemed like a dream world. Sparkling streets, tall glass hotels, the club is lit up with lights, staying awake even at night. The world of the rich, everything is his past. It was completely different from life. He is in his mind. I kept reminding myself that speaking out more can be dangerous. He still has this. There was very little information about the world. After about 10 minutes, the car came to a halt near a huge building. Stopped in front. Written in golden letters above Thar Devora Royal Casino. Luxury cars outside. There was a line and people in expensive clothes were coming in and out. Ranveer left by car. While getting down, he gently held Kavya's hand. "Took. Let's make history tonight, poetry." He immediately shook off his hand. "Stay away from me." Ranveer shrugged, laughing. "Okay, but let's hurry up. I want to go bankrupt." Upon entering, the casino manager almost came running. "Welcome, Ranveer, sir." Ranveer's heart beats faster for a moment. Went. He clearly understood that the old owner was a regular customer here. If he says something wrong, he immediately becomes suspicious. Could have been done. So she just smiled slightly at D and remained silent. Then he cleverly told Kavya. He extended the card towards him. "Take 3 lakhs in this is. Today you will tell me how to spend money." "Ah." Kavya glared at him but still took the card. He went to the reception. He simply said 2 lakh chips and made us VIP. "Need a section." Ranveer breathed a sigh of relief. He did not need to understand anything. Kavya herself was showing the way. Both started going up in the lift. Ranveer kept teasing her intentionally. "I'm in a hurry today. Losing money is. Understood? As fast as good." Kavya taunts. "You, it seems like God forgot to give me a brain. Just gave the money." Ranveer smiled. If she knew the truth that her life was really a mysterious force called the system is driving, then she might have fainted. In the VIP hall, as soon as he steps in, people from all over recognize Ranveer. They started greeting him. "Hey Ranveer, sir. Today you have come after a long time. Wow, today someone I have also brought a beautiful angel along." Kavya all this, she became more uncomfortable after hearing this. She felt it for the first time. It so happened that Ranveer was not only rich but also the infamous, but he was a very popular face. Both are a large sat down at the card table. In front of millions chips were kept. The game started. The dealer distributes the cards. Kavya carefully deposited Rs. 500. Chip stepped forward. Ranveer almost fell off the chair. "Fell," he whispered. 500 like this, then I won't be able to complete the mission even by next year. Invest at least 5,000. Kavya opened her eyes. "No one is as crazy as you." Ranveer, he himself, threw a chip worth 5,000 on the table. He didn't even look at the card. On his face there was confidence, but he is happy inside. It was then that the money finally started sinking. He slowly looked at the card. Very poor hands. He was confident that this bet was a sure one. Will lose. But then something strange happened. One player folds, second fold, the third also fold, even the strongest card holder. The man also stepped back. The entire table is empty. The dealer smiled and threw the chips towards Ranveer. I slid it away. Ranveer's eyes widened. What nonsense! A scream escaped inside him. He wanted to lose, but here people were running away in fear. The rest of the players are in their minds. Aryaveer Malhotra was thinking without a card. Look, he is throwing 5,000. Means he must have a big hand. Such a beautiful girl, I have brought it with me. Your mood will be good. Why unnecessarily mess up? This is how rich people play. Ranveer's head started spinning. He felt as if the world seems to be conspiring against him. He held his head. No, this is wrong. The script doesn't work like that. I came to lose it. But perhaps his fate is different today. She was about to play the game. Devora Royal Casino K. The atmosphere in the VIP hall is very strange at this time, had already been paid. Each player has his own style. Trying to read Aryaveer Malhotra was. Some thought he was crazy rich. Any clever player, such a spoiled young man who has so much money that it is difficult to win or lose. It doesn't make any sense. But the truth is just Ranveer knew. He is not here to win, but I came to lose intentionally. But maybe fate she was bent on making fun of him. He quickly realized a very important thing. The value of the rupee in the world is its old value. It was more than the world. 5,000 here. The stakes were the same as in his old world. A game of lakhs. Then people stood in front of him. They were afraid to place a bet. Ranveer's forehead hit. If that mission fails and the system cuts off his limbs by his power of attraction, his condition will worsen, he minded. My mind trembled and I thought, no, this cannot happen. Something that is already half dead, I will not let you become weak. Kavya, on the other hand, was completely immersed in the game. In front of him at this time, 2 eeks were lying open, and the rest of the players were slowly retreating. Only a few, he won more than 5,000 in minutes. Ranveer's heart sank, he muttered. We have come here to lose money, not earning. But Kavya smiled proudly. You live in me can't lose money so easily. The next hand turned out to be even more dangerous. This time he had 3 kings, then win 8,000 more. To Ranveer it felt as if his soul would leave his body. The situation became worse in the 3rd round. Kavya has a double ace and a double king were. While the front has team velocity pebble bets rise to 300 went. Ranveer was jumping with joy inside. Now we will lose, but the very next moment when Kavya revealed the last card and made a full house. The entire table was covered in smoke. He scored 1 in a single bet. She had won more than a lakh. Ranveer's red system notification in front of eyes shined. Current waste value 125,500. Ranveer's face turned dark. He got up from the chair, held Kavya's hand and almost dragged him out. Bus, it's enough. You are the enemy of destruction, it came out. Kavya is doubling up with laughter. If you stay with me, it will be like this. Ranveer. He held his head. Now he has 2 hours. There was also little time left. He should get at least 5 lakh to fly. In the casino, the money increased. He took a deep breath as he came out, and my mind started racing. Then on his way I remembered the glittering nightclub I had seen. Night Queen Club, a sudden sparkle in her eyes emerged. Come on, Kavya, where is the checkpost? Ranveer said, raising his finger towards the sky. Night Queen Club, tonight will be a real extravagance. Kavya's eyes widened. You are only 18 years old, will you go to a nightclub? Ranveer took it seriously, said to him, absolutely. I'm a rich spoiled brat am. If I have some goons, bodyguards with me, and if there are no sycophants, how will the image be created? Will it be made? Kavya was completely defeated. I couldn't understand if this guy was joking, or is it really the weirdest thing in the world? He is a human being. Ranveer descended the stairs. He said philosophically, look, right now we both have to descend the stairs ourselves. But if I had henchmen, someone would pick it up and bring it down. This is the real royal life. Kavya, sound of clearing her throat, shook her head. You need treatment. Ranveer raised his finger and proudly said, wrong, I'm called a super fidget. At the same time, at Ranveer's house at Malhotra Palace, the parents sat on the sofa and observed his movements. I was listening to the report. His father Vikram Malhotra said deeply while placing the cup of tea. The voice said, it seems Singhania, the family, is really in trouble. Otherwise they to establish his daughter's relationship with Ranveer. Don't take decisions so quickly. Ranveer's mother, Savita Malhotra, took a slow breath. Ranveer is worried. His health doctors, what Vikram Malhotra said in his eyes, the pain arose for the first time. Yes, if it doesn't go well, then the Malhotra family, the matter remains incomplete. Then a servant came in. He came and bowed down and said, Sir, Yuvraj Sahib, right now leaving Devora Casino for the Night Queen Club. Vikram Malhotra Hans fell. This boy will also go wherever the storm goes, will create havoc, but they have no idea at all. I thought that Ranveer would really create such a storm tonight, which was going to be done by the rich families of the entire city. And that very night, for the first time, his mysterious system is a new secret feature it was going to activate. Ranveer Malhotra, worrying about your parents at this time. Had no idea at all. His entire consciousness. She was stuck on just one thing, mission him. More than 5 lakh within the next 2 hours. There were flights, and the value of the rupee in this world was about 5 times larger than his old world. It was too much. That means 5 lakh here is his. It was equivalent to 10 to 12 lakhs of the old world. Spending so much money just on fun and enjoyment, for a person like him to do almost, it was an impossible challenge. But still, he has to do this to protect his future. While sitting in the car, Kavya saw this for the 6th time. Asked, "Are you really into the nightclub just for, are you going to waste the money?" Ranveer said back. Arrogantly stretching his legs on the seat, said, "You have just reached the true level of extravagance. I don't understand. The simplest and most effective method I have chosen," Kavya said in defeat. Accepting this, he turned his face away. "Your treatment not possible." A few minutes later, the car left the city. The most dazzling nightclub, Ratrani Royal Club, stopped in front of. Neon lights outside up to the sky it was shining. Expensive cars, loud music, and the smell of alcohol filled the entire atmosphere like a movie. The world was becoming like that. Ranveer by car landed and walked towards the club with full confidence, moved towards behind him Kavya and behind them. The driver with dark glasses is like a bodyguard. It was going like this, standing at the door. As soon as the security guards caught Ranveer look, the color of his face changed. Long luxury cars, royal style and extravagant spending. Hearing the words again and again, only the words remained in their mind. A name came up, Malhotra family's disgraced prince. A guard immediately informed the owner. Ran away. On hearing this, the club owner jumped out of the chair. "What about Aryaveer Malhotra? Our club has arrived." Greed in his eyes it shone. Every businessman in town knew that if this spoiled boy becomes happy, then one night I can earn you months of income. Meanwhile, Ranveer had reached inside the club. He looked around. The place was luxurious, but there were few customers. The huge dance floor was almost empty. Some people were drinking alcohol. Some girls were sitting in the corners. He shook his head in disappointment. So few people like this. How will the money fly? The next moment he had both. He placed his hands on his waist and announced loudly, "Today the entire truck cost for the night is on my behalf." The entire hall went silent for a few seconds. Then suddenly there was commotion. Kavya said both. Covered the face with hands. "Oh God, am I dreaming?" But Ranveer got inside. He felt such joy as he never did. For the first time he understood what it feels like to be rich of the people. A sudden sparkle in the eyes, that feeling that the entire atmosphere can change with just one sentence. This intoxication was more dangerous than any alcohol. Then the club staff ran and gave him the mic. "I caught it." Ranveer smiled, cleared his throat and went up on stage. "Ladies and gentlemen," his voice echoed throughout the club. Got up. Everyone's eyes turned towards him. The girls started looking at him from top to bottom. The jealousy was evident on the boys' faces. Ranveer. He spread his hands and said, "I am very happy today. My fiancée came out with me for the first time, so, to every person here tonight, expenses from my side." Noise in the club picking. Some girls screamed with joy. Kavya's face turned completely red. "Who fiances?" But his voice was drowned in the music. Ranveer did not stop yet in his eyes. A mischievous glint emerged and an urgent announcement was made. The hall became quiet. Ranveer smiled at me. "Some special people are needed. My personal companion, beautiful girls, will get preference. The work is easy. Stay with me and have fun. Enjoy life. Salary 10,000 per month. Tips are different." The next moment the entire club exploded. 10,000 per month. Good offices in this city. Even the employees do not get this much salary. There was a separate tip on top. Right in front of the eyes, dozens of girls ran towards Ranveer. "Me keep it. I cook very well. I will obey everything you say." Even some strong boys also came. "Young master, make us your man, who will say do." Kavya stands stunned watching all this. He felt like he was in some crazy movie. Is stuck in the middle. Ranveer relaxed. Some beautiful girls and some strong boys pointed towards. "From today you are mine. Will you work together?" They all bowed together and said, "G." Young master Ranveer nodded with satisfaction. Shaken. At that very moment the system came to his mind. The voice echoed, "Congratulations. You first grew up successfully introduced level extravagance. The current spending price is rising rapidly." Slowly dangerous on Ranveer's lips the smile spread. He felt that this was just the beginning. Wealth is just money. It affects people's minds, eyes, and he had the power to rule over life. As soon as Aryaveer Malhotra revealed his personal experiences, made the choice, the rest who were not selected, such sadness appeared on their faces. The biggest opportunity of life was lost. Yes, someone was cursing his face. "To your fate." After all, in a world like this where a job of us 10,000 a month is like a dream, just a beautiful face there, and at the right time flattery could also become a career. Ranveer was very happy. She felt for the first time that money was not just something to buy, but rather to change people's behavior. "There is strength." He snapped his finger. "Where is the driver?" The driver immediately bowed. Young master. Ranveer saw 6 beautiful women standing in front of him. Girls and 3 strong boys saw. Vehicles are needed for all this, such that people's eyes were dazzled as soon as they came out on the road. Go. The boys will become drivers. The girls behind will sit. Only then will you feel royal. The driver wiped the sweat from his forehead. He doesn't understand, thinking that his young master was a true genius. Is he crazy? But an order was an order. Now, I will make arrangements of the people chosen. Devotion started shining in the eyes. They call Ranveer. He looks like a god on earth. You may have come down. Ranveer scored the best among them, pointed to the beautiful girl. He is about 22. She must be a year old. Long black hair, pointed eyes, slim waist, and full of confidence. Trick you to bring us a drink. She immediately bowed down. Then Ranveer, if you like the story, if you like it, then subscribe to the channel. Make sure you don't miss the entertaining story. And keep listening to Hindi novel teller on Rebirth. Billionaire system master has helped the rest of the people, and listen to this. Kavya is the mistress of all of you from today. Meaning, the rest of the people immediately agreed to my words. Hello, mistress. Kavya's face was filled with shame, and I turned red with anger. Some mistress, I'm not Wilkin, but no one has heard of him. I heard it. Ranveer sat comfortably on the sofa and snapped his finger. The next moment a boy he was on his knees in front of her. Young master, give the order. Ranveer liked this scene so much. It was funny that he couldn't stop himself. He threw the bank card towards her. Go tell the manager to bill everyone here. Service fee from my side and yours is 5,000 apart. Everyone's faces lit up after hearing this. 5,000 on just one order. This is for them. It was no less than a treasure. Bow down all together. Hail the young master. Ranveer proudly leaned his head back. This was what saved Shahi life. In a short while, the same beautiful girl had 2 bright purple drinks on a tray. She returned with it. Now he has completely found himself. She was dressed up as an attractive maid. Sleep, you are the dark daughter of God. Stockings, short skirt, rabbit, head, Ranveer's ears, and charming smile on his face. I kept looking at him for a moment. The girl bent down and said, Young master, my name is Redeemer, age 22. This year Ranveer has a good name, and he has a sharp mind, and he looks at other people. See, learn from this to become a partner in unnecessary expenditure. It is not enough to just be beautiful. You need brains too. Then he said laughingly, 5,000 tips to Redeemer and ours 1,000 to the rest of the people. Faces fell. They realized that this girl turned out to be much smarter than them. Kavya was stunned after seeing all this. For a moment I am distributing ours 5,000. You also guess how many are these? Ranveer said seriously, looking at the other companions with his face. Listen, I took it. What should I do now? Just think about it all. Redeemer was immediately in front of Kavya. She bowed down. The money that Mistress Young Master is given to you, it is yours. We are all at your service area. The rest of the people started beating their heads in their hearts. How could he miss such a wonderful opportunity for flattery? Went? Ranveer burst out laughing. Fantastic, now, so you are the leader of all these. Redeemer's happiness sparkled in her eyes. Kavya loses. Accepting this, he rested his head on the sofa. Oh God, I will really go crazy. Then he took the bill. The boy came running back. Young master, total expenditure so far 73,588. The drink almost spilled out of Ranveer's mouth. Went. What? He immediately opened the system. The screen read mission in red letters. 91 through 200 still to be completed. Remaining to spend. Ranveer's face gets distorted. So many people. The whole club still tips so little. He suddenly realized that in this world it's not as easy to blow money as he thought. Time was running out fast. He only had 2 hours left. He took the decision immediately. Inform everyone. Manager, sir, every customer here is called friends. Whoever is here tonight will come. All the expenses will be from me. The club erupted in noise again. Kavya shook her head. Caught you. This man is into extravagant spending. Can do anything. Then the club owner, wiping the sweat, he reached in front of Ranveer. At that time, Ranveer was lying on the sofa in a royal style. It happened. 2 girls are pressing his shoulders. She was peeling a fruit, and Kavya was sitting next to her. She sat and stared at him. Ranveer ate grapes. Putting it in, he said lazily. What's the matter? Can't see it. I am busy right now making real wasteful expenditures look like wasteful expenditures. This is located within the Ratani Royal Club. The atmosphere had completely changed over time. Some time until the first, where it was half empty or nightclub, I was immersed in sadness. But now there is commotion everywhere. People were calling their friends. Girls are fond of mirrors. Front makeup was fixing it. The waiters were running around, and the club owner himself was drenched in sweat, was standing in front of Malhotra. In his life, I had seen many rich people. But such the boy who first saw the millionaire, not like any other film empire, behaving like a spoiled prince was. Ranveer was comfortably stretched out on the sofa. Two girls were pressing his shoulders. Redeemer was peeling fruits for him, and Kavya, sitting next to her, repeatedly held her head. Was being. The club owner said hesitantly, "Young master, I actually want a favor from you." Was. Ranveer takes a sip of his drink, tilted the neck. The next moment he had three new. The disciples immediately went forward and searched for the master, started taking it. No weapon was found. So he bowed and said, "Young master Sab, it is safe." The club owner was left wide-eyed. Went. For the first time, she realized that this boy doesn't just spend money, he also creates an atmosphere. Ranveer was smiling from within. Him, I guessed it already, sound of clearing throat. It had become clear that this man was selfish. It has come to him, and this was the truth. The owner said slowly, "Young master, my club not much going on. If you buy it." Ranveer's eyes sparkled upon hearing this emerged. Oh, system bells in his head rang. Loss-making business means money, a great way to drown. But now Wola was not a naive person. He agreed straight away, did not fill. Such a big club is not cheap. The owner quickly said, "Only 15 crore, entire building, parking, interior, all in all." Kavya immediately got enraged. He kicked Ranveer's leg hard. "Brain, has it gone bad? This place is on the outskirts of the city. It is in the area. 15 crores is too much." Ranveer praised her inwardly. This is what he wanted, someone who would be exposed. The club owner became restless. "If this deal doesn't happen today, it probably won't ever." "Will happen," he quickly said. "Okay, 10 million. Ranveer nods. Still more. Now the owner is almost in a state of tears. Was. Then Ranveer called Redeemer. "Tell me what will be its real price." "Redeemer," she immediately spoke in a professional tone. "Young master, the land here is cheap. Building and maximum Rs 6 crore, including interior." Club. The blood drained from the owner's. This girl, she had touched his nerve directly. But Redeemer did not stop, and the biggest problem was location. There are middle-class areas nearby. Rich people don't like to come here, so this place must be barely making ends meet. The club owner almost went broke. Her 3-year-old's hard work was done in a few seconds. Ranveer smiled and said, "See, this is the reason that I liked this place." The owner was stunned. "What does it mean?" Ranveer set up a drink table and said comfortably, "Because this money is a great place to dive." Kavya shook her head. "Caught you." He felt that this man was real. "I am suffering from some mental illness." But the very next moment Ranveer made such a decision that everyone was stunned. "Okay, I will buy it. 6, I will give not 1 crore but 8 crores. The club owner's eyes widened. 2 crore X, but Ranveer did not stop here. He raised his finger. "But there is a condition that the payment should be made within 2 years. It will be in installments." The owner thinks for a moment. Eventually he realized that it was better that he would never get the offer. He immediately added them. "The deal is confirmed." As soon as Kavya ran to get the contract ready. She burst out in anger. "Your brain is on fire. What is it?" 2 crores were thrown away just like that. Ranveer laughed and took her hand and pulled it towards me. Before she could understand anything, Ranveer kissed her pink cheek, gave a light kiss. "Hey, crazy useless girl, spending is also an art, just money. There should be style too, not just throwing." Poetry's face immediately turned red, his eyes spread. People in the entire club held their breath. I was watching this scene. Ranveer steps back and starts laughing. While Kavya stood there for a few seconds, it remained frozen. His heart beat suddenly faster. It had happened, and this mattered to him the most. She started scaring me. At the same time, Ranveer's mind, the sound of the system resonated, a special achievement. First major property acquisition activating full extra rewards is. Ranveer's smile slowly deepened, went. He felt that his new life has really begun now. "Go to hell with your art." Poet Singhania gritted his teeth and said, "It's true it was that he had a very good nature, but while living with Aryaveer Malhotra inside him, he has the urge to beat her every 5 minutes. The desire was arising. Ranveer, on the other hand, now I didn't care about anything. For him the most important thing in the world at the moment was attribute points of the system. Money he could have come again, but if his body remains weak, then even wealth worth crores of billions is of no use. He cooled his heart and took a breath. The most tragic death a person can have is when the money is left and the man is gone. Thinking this through, he made a deal of 8 crore without hesitation, but it was signed. Club owners trembled. There was a commotion holding the contract in his hands, whereas Ranveer paid 4 lakh as the first installment transferred it. At that very moment, his mind and the system's voice echoed. The first mission, successfully completed awards, 1 attribute points, current additional fiddling, 2 additional points based on spending value available. Do these have to be distributed? Ranbir's eyes lit up. Yes, the very next moment he scored all 3 points without thinking. Put it into health. Suddenly a slight warmth ran through me. It felt as if new energy was filling your veins. His chest became lighter. Breathing feels easier than before. It hit me and a strange sense of relief spread throughout my body. A dangerous smile appeared on Ranveer's lips. Amazing, this system is really real. But the system did not stop here. New mission activated. Spend 1 lakh within a week. Award 5 additional attributes points. Ranveer's face glows with excitement, picking. Now he only has money to spend. Not the cause, but the way to change the future. Meanwhile, the club was completely full. News of the free party spread like wildfire across the city. It had spread like this. Thousands of people inside the club had come in large numbers. The dance floor was crowded. Every wine bottle was being opened on the table. The girls were laughing. People, young master, they were raising slogans in the name of Ranveer. Ranveer. Seeing this scene, I felt a strange joy within me. Be felt. He invited 9 new companions. He climbed on the stage and grabbed the mic. Friends, his voice echoed throughout the club. Got up. The crowd immediately calmed down. Ranveer said, spread both hands. Just having fun tonight. Tonight is not a night of fun. It is a night of our freedom. It is night. Every person here is my expense. The entire club exploded from the side. Young Master hail. Ranveer by Super King. Ranveer said. He put his hand to his ear and said with a smile, tell me in such a weak voice, who am I? Crowd, she screamed. Super wasteful spending. Young Master. The king of our hearts, Ranveer said with satisfaction nodded. From today this place is mine, and from next, everything will be free here for the whole week. This announcement turned the atmosphere into madness. People climbed on chairs and started dancing. Alcohol started flying in the air. Kavya covered 2 meters. Standing at a distance, I held my head. Oh God, what kind of person am I stuck with? Only then suddenly, from behind the crowd, a cold and sarcastic voice came. A loud voice was heard. Wow, even after 2 years you Ranveer did not improve. Ranveer turned and looked. A young man in a silver-grey suit was standing in front. There were 2 bodyguards behind him. A fake smile on your face, hidden in your eyes, irritation and contempt were clearly visible in his voice. Ranveer's mind immediately started working. He knows me well, is related to family, and he hates me. He smiled and replied, I always do this. It was only there. But I'm surprised to see you here, Hui. Have you come to drink free liquor? That young man. His face hardened for a moment. Kavya said. I immediately felt that there was an old bond between the two. There is enmity. The young man changed the topic and said to Kavya saw. A slight longing in his eyes shined. She is a very beautiful girl. Who is it? Without hesitation, Ranveer took Kavya into his arms, pulled into. My fiancée Kavya. The face of the Singhania youth changed immediately. Singhania thought for a moment and then said it was fake. He said with a smile, so you are Dhruv, you are Singhania's daughter. He had understood that this girl was no ordinary victim. Then he came closer to Ranveer and spoke in a low voice. Actually, I'm here today just for the party. Did not come, I have one for you. It is a business proposal. Ranveer's eyes light up. She shrank. Business? He felt that the man did not bring only enmity. There is a bigger game lurking behind it, and perhaps that same game is the first real danger in his new life. It was about to be made. It was very easy. Silver grey, the young man in the suit said with a slight smile. He signaled his bodyguards. Both immediately moved the people standing nearby away a little, started removing it so that we could talk comfortably. Aryaveer Malhotra stretched out comfortably on the sofa, feet resting it on the table in front, and the same thing on the face. He brought the arrogant smile that has become his trademark. It was already done. The young man said, have you heard this whole thing? Bought the club. Ranveer scratching his nose, I said lazily, yes. Why do you want to buy it? Brother? Yes, I will give it to you at a cheaper price. His shameless reply. The young man's face tensed for a moment, but he immediately handled the situation with a smile. Not that much, I haven't had the time yet, but I have something else. There are things. Some nearby properties, hotel, bar, billiards club. Thought, maybe you are interested. In Ranveer's eyes the glow emerged. The youth's bodyguards stole the files and placed them in front of him. He slowly turned the pages and started turning around. 2 bars, 1 billiards club, 3 hotels, 2 guest houses and about 50 flats, all around this area. Ranveer man, my mind started calculating. If you buy all this, if taken, the system's points could skyrocket. But he wasn't so foolish anymore. Give full benefit to the other person. He smiled and said, wow brother, the stuff is good. You have deposited it. It seems like many years. It requires hard work. The young man became a little excited, and then all you will take it. Kavya was silent till now, but her forehead had shrunk. He feels clean. I was thinking that the man in front was giving Ranveer some. He has come to trap me, after all. So many who tries to sell the property together. Is it? But Ranveer is in some other world. Was. He only looks at the points of the system. Had been. The young man finally told the price. 35-10 million. Kavya's heart skipped a beat. He immediately looked towards Ranveer. But he was still sitting comfortably and smiling. He fingered cracked. Redeemer immediately came forward. Yes, young master. Ranveer threw the file towards him, increased. Find out the real price. Inside the club there was silence. Light on the face of the young man. I felt restless. Redeemer very seriously started looking at each paper one by one. His eyes I no longer have the charm of a nightclub, but the brilliance of a professional finance expert was. After a few minutes he said in a calm voice, including bars and billiards clubs, there are approximately 17 lakh, 3 hotels around 1.5 crore, 2 guests' house approximately 22 lakhs. Rest of the flats and land together, the total cost is 23 crore 87 lakh. The entire atmosphere around him became frozen. The young man's eyes spread. This girl who was a rabbit some time ago, serving drinks in a costume he made crores in a few minutes calculated approximate property value was. The young man said in disbelief, "You are after all who?" Redeemer said with a slight smile. Bowed my head. Indoor University, not Tia. I have been a topper in finance since 2015. Now young I work for the master. Ranveer inside, he jumped with joy. Amazingly, I found a diamond and picked it up. He immediately said to Redeemer 5,000, and the rest of the companions looked at him with envy. Started. Ranveer turned towards the young man again. 25-10 million. This is the final on the face of a young man. The struggle was clearly visible. He wanted 35, but the truth was that these properties were so. Another fool who bought for a large sum, probably not found anywhere else in the world. After all, he gritted his teeth and said, "Okay." Ranveer also nodded. But the next moment he got a big I remembered the problem. How can I earn so much money alone? Should I give? He immediately called the driver. Phone 2. The driver handed over the phone with trembling hands. Ranveer connects the call. A few seconds later, his mother Aryaveer Malhotra's worried voice came. "Ranveer, is everything all right, son? I am short of money." Did Ranveer say a little while wrinkling his nose? "Some deals have been done. On the other hand, there is some happiness." A loud laugh was heard. "Oh wow, our son." Ranveer also started doing business, said casually. "I have just bought some properties worth around 30 crore. The next moment there was a loud sound of the phone falling. A voice came. A few seconds later his father Vikram Malhotra's thundering voice echoed. "You, how many crores did you say?" The entire club fell silent. Ranveer moved the phone away from his ear and started smiling. He felt for the first time that maybe he really did grow a little bit bigger. The game has been played. Yes, I get all this. The properties seemed quite cheap, so I thought of going with I might even spend some money. Ranveer Malhotra put the phone to his ear, completely at ease. The voice said, as if it were a deal worth 30 crore. It may be as simple as buying vegetables. Second, there was silence for a few seconds. Then the heavy voice of her father Vikram Malhotra of Ranveer. "Are you into real estate? Suddenly interested?" "Night, Queen Club, the surrounding area is not that special. Their property growth is also very low." Ranveer immediately replied, "I don't need any growth, I have to do it. If it was very beneficial I would buy it, why only? The real fun is in sinking money. Anyway, I only made ours 3 crore, the damage is done." There was silence on the other side. Went, meaning property worth 30 crore actually. It is worth 27 to 28 crores. This time his father's there was surprise in the voice. From their son I did not expect such understanding at all. Ranveer said, actually, wrinkling his nose, it was worth 33 crores. I have spent about 3 crores. Kavya, who was sitting next to everyone, as she listened, she felt that her mind was really going to stop working. Somebody earns 3 crore. By giving extra, one can also talk like someone might be buying chocolate. Vikram Malhotra took a deep breath. "Okay, but so many, what will you do after buying the property?" This question was real. If Ranveer says that he wants to invest if he wants his extravagant character, it would have broken. But his mind is now different. It was moving fast. He immediately replied, "I will keep a dog." Something on the other side of the phone. There was a sound of falling. Maybe his father's teacup slipped from my hand. Ranveer Puri said seriously, "In every house there are big people. I will keep foreign dogs. 100-200 entire areas, the city's largest dog zone will be built. Every day I will take them out for a walk. Who doesn't like if he comes I will let the dogs loose on him." Kavya said. He hid his face in both his hands. He didn't know whether to laugh or cry. On the other hand, Vikram Malhotra's condition was bad. 33 crores just for keeping dogs for. But the surprising thing was that in his anger there was a slight happiness hidden in me too. After all, for the first time Ranveer is showing interest in something. At the same time, Savita Malhotra called her, took it in hand. Ranveer, son, if you really like it, take it. After all, property, so there is property. No damage either will be. A motherly smile on her face was. Meanwhile, Vikram Malhotra was lost in thought. Actually, this is such a stupid idea. Not there. Savita looked at him in surprise, saw. Vikram said softly, if Ranveer really collects property in that area. If it is found, then it will be easier to buy the remaining land, and Anmol also has a lot of property there. Suddenly, a spark of understanding appeared in his eyes. Perhaps his son is not as foolish as the world understood. Savita expressed love on the phone. He said, do whatever you want to do, son. If you want to raise, then raise. Ranveer smiled. Okay, mother. As soon as the call ended, he said something. Seconds closed his eyes. Strange inside him, the heat rose. In this new world, only I did not get wealth but a family that I trusted unconditionally. Previously, he had never felt such love in his life. Had done. The silver-grey suit on the other side, young Harsh Malhotra, listens to all this and comes inside. It was burning inside. Why? In his mind, the fire of anger was burning. I am in everything, I am better than that. I understand business. Hard work I do. Still, family, love, money. Why does that useless person have everything? But the very next moment, the smile returned to his face. After all, he sold his worthless properties for 25 crore. I sold it. This deal is for him. It was nothing less than a jackpot. Soon contracts were brought. Ranveer said without hesitation. Signed it. Harsh also signed immediately. And deep inside, I started going crazy with happiness. He laughed out loud as he came out. Ranveer, it's really a goldmine for me. His bodyguards immediately started flattering. Sir, he really made crores just to keep dogs. Spent it on. In the eyes of joy, a cunning glint emerged. After this deal, our cash flow of the business will be completely stable. And after 2 months with the Malhotra family, when the annual meeting takes place, Ranveer will appear before everyone. The stupidity will be made fun of. Over there at the club inside, Ranveer has no idea about this, that his extravagant game was now. Gradually, the entire Malhotra family came to power, is about to turn into a battle, and the most dangerous thing is that suddenly a flash appears on the system screen. The new line had shone. Special area acquisition bonus, activate hidden kingdom. The mission is about to begin. On Hongo Hill became the owner of the royal bungalow of the Malhotra family. Inside, Vikram Malho is currently in his personal, a huge map of the city standing in the study room were watching. Dim yellow light in the room was. The world was on expensive wooden shelves. A whole lot of business books were displayed and glass was placed outside. The glowing night of indoor is visible from the walls of war. Look at the map carefully for a while after watching. Vikram Malhotra suddenly after watching smiled. Listen, Savita, I think my son is not as stupid as the world thinks. Is? Savita Malhotra, sitting comfortably on the sofa, was drinking tea. He raised his eyebrows and suddenly, how did you get the knowledge? Vikram looked at the map and placed a finger. Look at this, Night Queen Club. The entire area from our Malhotra Hills to the city, there is a straight way to go. In the North Botanical Garden, river to the west, South Expressway and new railway nearby terminal. If the government ever develops this direction, if it starts, then this area will become a gold mine. We'll go. Savita's eyes sparkled. Really, Ranveer chose the right place in the first attempt. Vikram took a cigar with a slight smile. Burned. I think we should also be in the game. 100 crore, initially buy cheap land nearby. Savita, she laughed. The son is spending lavishly and father set out to expand the empire. But pride was clearly visible in his eyes. On the other hand, Ranveer has no idea about all this, was not there. She's still the night queen of the club. I was sitting stretched out in the VIP section. His fruits, exotic drinks and dozens of other items in front. There were beautiful girls. The music was echoing. People were shouting slogans in his name and the whole club had turned into some crazy festival. Ranveer lazily looked at Kavya. Do you like dogs? Kavya is shocked and looks at him. Ranveer Puri, he said seriously. If you like, I will buy it for you. Real royal life it is where humans keep their pets. Crores were also spent on animals. Kavya said, held his head. You waste everything. Why do you link it to expenses? Ranveer said in a philosophical tone, because money is fun when he's flying. Then he asked enthusiastically, tell me which dog you like. Is? Kavya kept thinking for a few moments. Chowchit is chubby and fluffy. Adorable, seems like. Ranveer immediately snapped his finger. The driver came running. Young master. Ranveer ordered in royal style gave. 100 Chow Chow, 100 Husky, 100 Samoyed, and if good Tibetan Mastiffs are found, then there also. The 100 driver's face froze. So 100 Kavya almost screamed. You've gone mad, what is it? What will you do with so many dogs? Ranveer replied with a serious face. Gave, I will ride on a husky today. Tibetan tomorrow, Mastiff day after chow on variety in life should be. Kavya raised both her hands. Given. I lost. But Ranveer is very strong from inside. I was happy. Constantly on the screen of the system the figure was increasing. The whole club is full now. Thousands of people have reached here. Different types of beautiful girls, rich spoiled brats, sons of business tycoons, models, college students, everyone is super. The extravagant came to see Aryaveer Malhotra was, but after some time the club's the manager arrived trembling with the bill. Ranveer, as soon as he saw the figures, his eyes widened. Went, what nonsense is this? Manager sweat. Wiping his head, he said, Young master, tonight at the club has made a profit of 20,000. Ranveer's face turned black. I got the whole club free. I did it, but still benefited. He suddenly realized, it turned out that this was probably his way of spending money. It was wrong. More than he spent. The crowds came and the rest of the club business went on. It came out that means he is earning money even after spending it wastefully. I was earning. Ranveer held his head. No, this is a conspiracy against the system. Only then the driver came back and passed the phone. Young master is the call of the owner and mistress, he said. Now come back home. Tomorrow I have to go to college too. Ranveer's face suddenly froze. College was like a lightning bolt in his mind. It flashed. Which college do I study in? Which class? Which friends? His cold sweat broke out in Reed. So far I was managing everything. But the college is there. Hundreds of people would recognize him. If he makes a mistake, his entire secret can be revealed. Ranveer forced a smile and shook his head. He shook, but his heart was beating fast inside. Had been. For the first time he felt real danger. Business is not about enemies but about their counterfeiters. It is due to the breakdown of identity. Going to college was not a small matter. Aryaveer Malhotra till now somehow managed his new life. But places like schools and colleges are the most dangerous. It occurs. People meet there every day, recognize small habits, friendships, and everyone remembers the enmities. If he made even one mistake, went to the wrong class, could not recognize a close friend, or if I forget the name of a teacher, the whole game is over. It could have ended. Thinking this, he was returning from the Night Queen Club. But even as he left, he thanked his new team. Don't forget to organize. Going out at that moment, he looked at Redeemer. From today she should be the direct in charge here. Any problem? Yes, call me directly. Redeemer's eyes, a slight disappointment appeared in me. The truth was that too in that famous royal house of Malhotra Hills wanted to see the bungalow, about whom stories were told throughout the city. He immediately made an innocent face and said, Young master, can't I go with you? I would feel scared alone in such a big place. Ranveer looked at him carefully. The girl was beautiful. She was intelligent and, most importantly, better than others. She was much more intelligent. He shrugged. Okay, let's. The next moment he was a royal, went out in style. You guys clean it. His 3 new boys immediately moved forward and cleared the crowd to make way. The entire scene is like a gangster film. It looked like an entry. 3 outside the club new black luxury cars were parked. Their bonnets, silver-winged angels shining on it, became a symbol of. As soon as the rest of the people, many people were stunned when they saw him. Hey, this is the prying angel model. At least one, it will be a car worth crores. Wow, Ranveer Bai's new people became kings overnight. Ranveer smiled. This was real fun. Ahead of him 3 black luxury cars were driving. Back, his long limousine passed people on the street and started looking back and forth. Some people are burning were. Some were dreaming. That night all over the city a new story spread about Aryaveer Malhotra. He has kept 9 sycophants who are worth crores travel in cars. The most expensive clothes wear it and impress people wherever they go. I start feeling scared. People started saying that Ranveer, it's not just luck to become a man of the virtue of the past 7 births is required. But Ranveer is not bothered by these rumors. Had to. At this time he is on his system screen. Current additional cost value 3,845. Is it supposed to convert to attribute points? Ranveer said without thinking that he is in perfect health. Put it in. The next moment his body was again the same warmth spread. His breath and stillness, it's done. The heaviness in the chest decreased and the face became brighter than before. Now his health level has reached 45. Now I don't feel as sick and weak as before had been. After some time the car reached Malhotra Hills and reached the huge gate. As soon as the gates open, Redeemer is shocked to see the royal world inside. My breath got stuck. Spacious marble streets, sparkling fountains on both sides, spread over the hill. A palatial bungalow with sprawling gardens. This place looked like a king's fort. Then next to Caviar, sitting in the car, asked Dear, I really don't want to stay at my house. You will tell me. Ranveer looked at her in surprise. Saw. Why not? You're my fiancé. We will go to college together tomorrow. Poetry like this, she jumped as if someone had stepped on her tail. Have given it. Did his face turn red? If I stayed at your house overnight and tomorrow, what would people say if they went to college with you? What do you think? I deserve to show my face while I'm alive. I will not stay. Ranveer pursed his lips, but suddenly something flashed in his mind. Wait, this means we both are in the same college. But perhaps he felt more comfortable in a different class, said, trying to be. By the way, if you want, you can come to my class. Can I come to your class? Caviar said, nodded immediately. I will die, but I will not go to your class. Ranveer said, narrowed his eyes. Caviar hated me so much. Took a deep breath. Complete your class. It is called the class of death in college. There is more fighting, speculation, and madness than studies. I want to go to a good college, I don't waste my life like you do. A wave of happiness ran through Ranveer. Death class now, he had a clue. Tomorrow's bus I will have to find out from Key that this is a class of death. Which one is it? His biggest problem is half solved. It had happened. He calmed down immediately. Okay, if you don't want to stop, I will force you to. I will not do it. Meet my parents first take. Then I will send you home. Caviar heaved a sigh of relief. At least there is still some humanity left in you. But at that moment the system screen suddenly flashed. Special notice. Tomorrow is your first day in college. There will be a public demonstration. Warning. You're new. The identity test is about to begin. Ranveer slowly looked out of the window. His palace spread on the hill was shining, but he felt the real storm was coming. It is about to begin. The convoy leaves from the main gate of Malhotra Hills. As soon as I entered inside, the entire atmosphere changed. Night golden spread over the hill in the darkness of. The light looks like a royal empire was. Wide marble roads on both sides, fountains lined up, spread far and wide to the flower garden and the clouds above. This place is a huge palatial bungalow that touches. It was no less than a film set. Aryaveer Malhotra's new group was completely stunned. They all still live in the world of rich people only. I had seen it in movies, but here every thing was much bigger than he had imagined. Redeemer was the first to recover. As soon as the car rookie, an elderly but very imposing chief, the manager, came out, old in his voice, royal culture was visible. Young master is back. Went. The master and mistress are waiting for you. Then his eyes fell on Ranveer's new companions. Went. You guys also come inside. The remaining 8 people are still. He was also looking at the bungalow with his mouth open. Them it felt like they were in the court of a king. You have come. Then Redeemer moved forward. He bowed very politely and said, Young master's hello made Redeemer. The rest immediately he came to his senses and bowed down, imitating him. The chief manager's eyes sparkled with satisfaction. Picking. He has good manners. But remember, serving our young master is not easy. Ranveer is as relaxed as ever amidst all this. He went inside with his hands in his pockets, whereas Caviar was following him. The truth is, it was that he was irritated with Ranveer. But this house, even his own wealth, seemed small in front of him. It was stuck. As they reached the main hall, Savita Malhotra immediately walks forward, smiling. She lovingly painted Ranveer's clothes, but I ran my hand over it as if there was dust somewhere. I had a lot of fun today. Ranveer remained silent for a moment. Went. Something got stuck in his throat. He never felt such belonging in his life. Did not do. The word mother came to her lips, but then he stopped. He just smiles. He said yes, a lot. Savita immediately said, that's good. So what if you wasted the money? Why do your father and I earn, are you? Ranveer's eyes turned slightly red. He felt if he stood there for a second longer, I'd just get really emotional. Then Savita told the maid to wash Ranveer with hot water, give him a bath and send him to rest. His body is weak. Be careful not to slip. Ranveer went upstairs immediately. As soon as he left, Savita held Kavia's hand. It's been so long at night, son. Stop here. Kavia's face immediately turned red. No, auntie. College tomorrow. There is an important program in. I have to go home. Savita stopped him several times, but finally I agreed. Then Vikram Malhotra took out his hand from his pocket. A beautiful green jade ring was taken out. A faint glow flowed inside the ring, as there should be a stream of water flowing inside it. He himself put that ring on Kavia's finger. I wore it. This is from the Malhotra family. This is called Neelzar ring. By wearing it, the mind remains calm and the body healthy. Poetry, his heart started beating. She had already thought that this would break the relationship in the future. But now, after accepting something so precious, guilt surged within him. Yet he still forced a smile and said, thank you, uncle. After some time, Caviar left. As soon as the door closed, the atmosphere of the entire hall suddenly changed. It changed. Savita Malhotra, who is still a she, looked like a loving mother. The next moment, his face became cold and dangerous. Their eyes had such a queenly aura that Redeemer a shiver ran down the spine of the remaining 8 people, including Went. It was as if the entire hall had suddenly become cold. Savita said in a low but very harsh voice, he said, "Now listen carefully. From today you guys, my son's a man, and if anyone rules if he breaks it, I will destroy him." Everyone, the body started trembling. Redeemer heads first bowed. "Give the order, madam." Savita held her hand tied behind and walking slowly she said, "First rule, whatever Ranveer says will happen, will be. If he tells you to jump into the fire, you will jump without asking any questions." "Yes." Second rule, his body is weak. If you go out when it falls, you will fall under it. It shouldn't even get a scratch. All together bowed my head. The third rule, this time his dangerous glint appeared in his eyes. If someone like Ranveer, if you try to harm you will save him even at the cost of your life. If any of you, if someone died for him, the Malhotra family will take care of his 7 generations. There was silence in the hall. Now everyone understands. It was clear that he was not just a servant, but Ranveer's private armies are about to be formed. A few moments later, Savita's face softened a little. "If you stay, your life will change. 10,000 monthly salary, pips separate, bungalow to live in. You will get all the vehicles." Then he used his hand. He let everyone go with a gesture. But on the way he stops Redeemer. "You right here, wait. I want to talk to you alone." Redeemer's heart started beating faster. He felt that the real test was now upon him. It is about to begin. Malhotra Hills. The atmosphere inside the huge royal bungalow at this time was strangely quiet. The cold of the night outside, the wind blew past the marble fountains, while inside, bathed in golden light, the drawing room looked like a palace. But amidst that luxurious atmosphere, Redeemer's hands and feet were cold. Savita Malhotra's queenly cold gaze on her, she was pinned to it, and she felt as if his whole life had become transparent glass. "You have already done it. Your name is Redeemer." Savita Redeemer asked in a low voice. "Go away," bowed my head. The very next moment, Savita started speaking with some emotion. Age 22 year, zodiac sign Libra, at Indore University, student of finance and asset management, consistent scholarship holder. Father is a Jew V. Teacher, mother's small clothing business. A younger brother studies in 12th of the house. Financial condition is good but very rich. No, you have understood the value of money since childhood. Estimating the value of things, you have extraordinary talent. Redeemers. The ground slipped from under my feet. He is not sure it was only a matter of hours before Malhotra. The family dug up his entire life. Took. A cold shiver ran down his spine, but Savita suddenly placed her hand on his shoulder. "There is no need to be afraid. Our family's situation is special, and Ranveer's safety is paramount. It's above. If you work with him faithfully, the Malhotra family will never let you down, will not disappoint." Redeemer immediately shook her head and bent it down. "Yes, madam. That's why you have remained silent till now." Vikram Malhotra presented a white jet and picked up a cup of tea. In their eyes there was curiosity. "I've heard you say very good ideas about the price, so tell me this. How much will the cup cost?" Redeemer slowly moved ahead. He looked at the cup carefully, felt its carving with my fingers. Then she kept thinking with her eyes closed for a few seconds. "About 52,000. A sparkle appeared in Vikram's eyes. He immediately placed the entire tea set in front of him, gave it, and Redeemer again carefully saw. "Teapot around tray 16,000, 32,000 if the rest of the cups are included in the entire set. Made of rare jet stone, so the total price a little over 103,000. At that moment, both Vikram and Savita started laughing. Amazing, Vikram clapped. "Ranveer is really weird. I turned out to be lucky. Went out and made millions. Brought the land worth hers like you from above. I also found the girl," Savita smiled. "Your guess is almost entirely correct." We got this set for around as 1,000. Redeemer heaved a sigh of relief. Until now, he was afraid it was frozen. But at the same time, Savita's suddenly a thoughtful glint appeared in his eyes. A girl with talent can only be seen in Ranveer's rotating back feels a little wrong, but Vikram immediately nodded. "No, it's not yet. Let it be with Ranveer, at least ours. When the son spends money, someone will be with him. There will also be someone to look after the accounts." Both swans fell. After some time, Savita called Redeemer and allowed to go. "You will stay here from tomorrow. You will go to college with Ranveer in the morning. And remember now, you are not just a servant, our son. Be part of the personal team of." "Yes." Mistress Redeemer bowed to Sanwal and went out. As soon as he left, Savita suddenly smiled. "Listen, don't you think our luck is changing?" Vikram smokes a cigarette. Burns lets out a low laugh. "Ranveer, one night I picked up land worth 30 crore and brought it to the right location. But On top of that, I also found a girl whose ability to recognize prices is machine-like. I wouldn't call it bad luck, but the very next moment, worry appeared in Savita's eyes. But Ranveer's health weakens Vikram's smile. Treatment is going on. Not in 5 years, so in 10 years, technology will advance. Some way will definitely be found. Both for a moment remain silent. The wind outside had started blowing fast. Above, Ranveer sits in his room thinking about all this. I was unaware. He lay on the bed and was looking at the screen of his health. The figures were gradually increasing, but the same a new red line flashes at the bottom of the screen was, special warning, your luck is active, it is changing from. With this the dangers will also increase. Ranveer's eyes narrowed. The first time I realized that maybe this system was just about money. Not a flying game, but a very. This is the beginning of a big mystery. With warm water, Aryaveer Malhotra, after taking a long bath, finally returned to his room. General out late at night under the circumstances. After living, no person goes straight to bed. I would fall down and sleep. But today, the matter was different. His only one thing was going on in my mind. What is the world like after all? So far he has only acted according to the circumstances. But if he has to wait long in this new world, if he wants to survive in life, he must leave this world. You have to understand it deeply. He saw the room's huge view of the night spread out through the glass windows. Then straight to your cutting edge went and sat in front of the computer. Screen. Once switched on, the blue light spreads throughout the room. Went. Ranveer started opening the internet. Within seconds he realized that this was the world's largest search engine network, and the most surprising thing was that the Malhotra family business empire was a part. Ranveer looked at the screen for a few moments and I kept staring. I mean, my family is on the internet, is sitting on the nerves of, he whistled, softly played. Now he understood that these people were just. It is not the rich who are the ones who run the system. For the next 1 hour, Ranveer continuously gathered information. Keep reading. Gradually, this new world picture started becoming clear. This world is his. It was like the old world, but completely the same. No history had changed. Of the Mughal period later, the Aryavata Sangha Empire emerged here, and then the modern Union of India became a republic. Today, the country of the world in technologies, sports and business is one of the most powerful forces. Some giants like Malhotra and Verma families have dominated politics over the last 150 years, making an impact on business and technology. Ranveer's own family is the most important. It was one of the powerful families. His father, Vikram Malhotra, is the country's biggest tech and data owned the network empire. Her mother, Savita, was one of the country's most respected Kapoors. She was the daughter of an industrial family. That means he really was the heir of some dynasty. Ranveer took the chair, but he leaned his head back and let out a deep breath. Even after having so much wealth and power, if a person does not spend money, it will be a sin. Then he started reading about the entertainment industry, and that's what he enjoyed the most. This technology and sports were far ahead in the world, but movies, music, games and entertainment, his old world was far behind. Many superhit films seemed very ordinary to him. The songs were also of the old style. Ranveer's sparkle appeared in his eyes. I mean, here I am. Not just by wasting money, but the entire industry. I can earn system points by changing it also. One idea after another came to his mind. Started, film studio, gaming company, music label, luxury theme park. He slowly understood. I was thinking that this system was just for the sake of spending. Not a toy, but an entire empire. There is a way to make it around 1 m. He finally shut down the computer. I just need to sleep now. I need to go to college tomorrow also. But as he lay down, a slight nervousness in his heart, then she returned. College is the place where his real exam was about to take place. If he even had one. If he makes a mistake, people will immediately understand that he, the old Ranveer, is no more all night long like this. She left amidst restlessness. The next morning, right now, the sky had just turned a pale blue when at the door there was a light knock. Time for young master to get up. It is done. There was Ridhima's soft voice outside. Ranveer turned and saw diamonds on the wall. I looked at the embedded electronic watch. Just at 6 her whole body was screaming. So early in the morning he buried his face in the pillow. Let me sleep for a little longer. Standing outside, Ridhima is trying to control her laughter. Young master will be late, Ranveer said, pulling the blanket over his head. If it's late, then so be it. Only those who are naturally rich are rich. Ridhima woke up in this way, silent for a few seconds. Then the master and mistress spoke softly. It is said that if you do not wake up on time, then today's pocket money will stop. The next moment he was lying on the bed. Ranveer sat up like lightning. What did math run through your mind? No pocket money meaning no money. No money means expenses, no. No spending means no system points, and no points means a weak body. No, this is a national disaster. He immediately went to bed and jumped from it. Let me get ready now. Some? Minutes later he would stagger half asleep. Ranveer was going towards the bathroom, and on the way I was hitting the walls. So early in the morning getting up is against humanity. Redeemer was following behind. He said softly, "Breakfast is ready. The country's greatest chef, 3 special dishes have been prepared." Ranveer rubs his eyes. He asked if there was soya milk. No. Ranveer immediately said send the driver, brought it from outside. Redeemer checks in, but the city is far away. Ranveer said while taking the son-in-law, "So what? What is the car for? If soya milk worth 20, if petrol worth 2,000 is not burnt, then it means wealth. What's the fun?" Redeemer stares at him for a few seconds. It remained. Then he slowly bowed his head. Truly, the world of the rich is different. As soon as this news spread in the morning, the entire Malhotra news spread the news that Aryaveer Malhotra had to drink soy milk. Full Bangla battlefield became. The chief manager's loud voice filled the air. It echoed in the staff quarters. "Young master, getting ready now. Within 5 minutes, the best hot soy milk to get here. And keep in mind there is no reduction in taste. Should not happen." The next moment, the entire palace, as if he came alive. Servants running around started. The maids started preparing the clothes. Someone was shining shoes. Someone is setting up a bag. Redeemer herself goes to Ranveer's school. She was looking after the clothes. For him today, specially designed expensive schools, the uniform was prepared. View from outside, but it looked ordinary. But in reality, he is the country's handmade by the most famous designers. It was a limited edition dress. White with her cotton socks, but so expensive that a pair the price is more than a common man's monthly income. It was too much. Shoes made of crocodile skin were of foreign brand and also had a different. A pair of sports sneakers was also kept, the price of which would make a common man faint. Then Ranveer's mobile came, platinum body. The limited edition phone is studded with diamonds. The maid breathed in fear as she took it in her hand. Stopped. He hoped that today the young master may the mood be good. Otherwise this phone is worth lakhs. Thrown against the wall like many previous phones will go. On the other hand, driving the fastest long black winged angel car he had flown towards the city. Just 1 cup to buy soy milk. Malhotra Hills, the city's famous old breakfast area, approximately 7 kilometers. It was far away. The driver reached there on time and got soya milk for 1, bought it and ran back. But on the way a flying stone caused minor scratches on the car's paint. It has come. The cost of the repair is estimated to be at least $10,000. That means Aryaveer Malhotra is currently sleeping for 101. He was a milk drinker, and the most dangerous thing was that he seemed completely normal. Later Ranveer sat at the dining table and slept warmly. "I was drinking milk, along with special pickles and soft drinks I was eating off steam." On his face a satisfied smile spread. Wow, life after all, it should be like this. Complete on the other side, the staff was thinking the same thing in their mind. Young master is truly the god of extravagance. After breakfast, Redeemer herself called Ranveer. "Get it prepared. Uniforms that fit the waist, shiny shoes, expensive perfume and facial makeup, that same arrogant yet charming smile." While leaving, Savita Malhotra took away his clothes, fixed it. "Take care in college. Don't fall, go." Ranveer smiled and waved his hand. "Okay, Mom, I'll leave." And like this, perhaps the most dangerous super fidget in history, spend the beginning of your wonderful college life. I set out to do it. Today only 1 person is in his convoy. 2 black pregnant angel cars were ahead and his limousine behind him. But still, people on the street started looking intermittently. "Look, Aryaveer Malhotra, I heard last night he blew the whole club away. A person who spends so much money, I have not seen Ranveer in my life. But in this he was careless about things. His mind is just one I was thinking about. Class of death." About 10 minutes later, the convoy arrived at the Tianjin Royal Academy. Stopped in front. Huge gates, tall buildings, every greenery spread all around and a line of expensive cars. This college is more than a university. It looked like a luxury resort. Ranveer wrote golden letters above the gate. I saw it and immediately wrinkled my nose. Gold didn't even paint it properly. Bad design. The driver standing next to him almost fainted. It was about to happen. Then one of his new disciples ran away. Hua came back. She whispered softly into Ranveer's ears, I said, "Young master, I found out. Death class 14 is the second-year class. Whole, the most notorious class in the college. A total of 42 students. 18 boys and 24 girls, all the big families spoiled children of." Then he said with a face, "Young master is so dangerous, I'm worried about you going to class alone." "Has been." Ranveer laughed and patted her shoulder. "Hit the hand. Don't worry. I have lived 2 lives. I am not afraid of such children. Then he looked at Redeemer. Today everyone bought a dog. By evening I had them. I wanted to see. Yes, young master, Ranveer said. I took a deep breath and stepped inside the college. Given, there was a smile on his face. But the heart, there was also a slight nervousness inside, because till now I was just looking at the world of the rich. Today, for the first time, he encountered the people of that world. What the real Aryaveer Malhotra had to do was knew it well. Of the Tianjin Royal Academy, Aryaveer Malhotra was the first one to step inside. The time of the society of the real rich people of this world realized. Everything here is divided into categories. It had happened, no matter how much anyone wants, everyone is equal whatever you say. But in this college it was clear who was ordinary and who was the man sitting at the top of the pyramid. Ranveer was undoubtedly at the top level. As soon as the students saw him from a distance, the greetings would begin. Good morning, Ranveer, sir. The young master came early today. Clean lunch I will do, right? Ranveer is just light as always. He would smile and nod his head. He still avoided speaking much. After all, he himself, I didn't know how the real Ranveer was here. He used to behave. Then a sweetheart from behind a voice came. Ranveer, hurry up, Professor. Lalit is looking for you. Ranveer said, looked back. A beautiful girl of about 17, 18 years old ran towards him. Long hair, slightly nervous eyes and face innocence. But Ranveer's real happiness lies with someone else. It was because of the reason. Finally, someone will take him to class. The one who was going had been found. Very nice. He breathed a sigh of relief in his heart and went with the girl. I started walking, but fate may give him some rest. Was not in the mood. Barely a few. As soon as his steps started, a cold laughter came from the front, echoed. Wow, today our super wasteful expenditure looks like a lost dog. Ranveer looked picked up, about 6 feet tall, lean in front, but the arrogant boy stood. Expensive clothes, expensive eyes, arrogance in him, and open hostility on his face. There were 4 or 5 more boys behind him. At that very moment the girl trembled. The boy stared at her. He said, Jyoti, I told him the way. No need to show. Here in 3 seconds disappear from. Ranveer's eyes lit up. She shrank. He recovered from the situation within a few seconds. The first boy in front of her has an old enmity. Second, he from I am not afraid. That means the family will be equal. Third, this girl probably comes from an ordinary family. Therefore it is easily suppressed. And fourth, the person in front came today to deliberately create a scene is. Ranveer approached the girl without haste, stepped forward. In the fight between us two, what is the need to drag someone else? Then he smiled and said, whatever you want to say to me, say I'm late for class. The boy standing in front was really shocked because the real Ranveer usually sees him. He would change his path as soon as he saw it. Her eyes shrugged it off. Today he is becoming very brave. Ranveer asked, scratching his nose gently. What is your name? The students standing around me were stunned. Does Ranveer like Lalit Rajput? Can't even remember the name? The boy standing in front was Lalit Rajput, the infamous Tianjin College rich boy and heir to Rajput Tech Group. Her family is using chatting apps and social media. He ran a networking empire, whereas Malhotra family search engine and data used to rule the network, both families. Their enmity was well known in the business world. Lalit, he let out a cold laugh. It seems like night the party blew my mind. Listen, I had told you earlier also to stay away from Kavya and you. The club is roaming around with him. Oh, it's a matter of jealousy. Ranveer started laughing inside, he said very calmly. Hey brother, you are useless. It is not fun to spend money alone. If there is a beautiful girl in me, then there is no time to spend. The joy doubles. The boys standing around the girls started laughing quietly. Jyoti said gently, pulled Ranveer's arm from behind. Let us go, if not from here then he will do something. But Ranveer was now completely into acting. He put some debris from his nose on his finger. Wrapped and absolutely comfortably Lalit's expensive pasted on the shirt. The entire campus froze. Someone even stopped breathing. What does he do? Lalit's eyes are blood red. Ranveer, I will tell you this in anger. He raised his fist and moved forward. But then Ranveer suddenly fell on the ground. The entire atmosphere was stunned. Ranveer held his chest and he started doing it in a weak voice. He killed me. Lalit's face turned pale. Nearby, the student screamed. Oh, Ranveer fell down. If the Malhotra family finds out, Lalit end. Jyoti almost started crying, but Ranveer was feeling happy inside. I was smiling. The experience of 2 lives, it came in handy, of the Tianjin Royal Academy. The scene in the main courtyard at this time it looked no less than a comedy film. Aryaveer Malhotra was lying on the ground, while the faces of the students gathered around him. It was as if someone had suddenly dropped a bomb. Yes. The truth was that Lalit Rajput hadn't even touched it. He's just there to scare. He moved forward with his fist raised. After all, He too knew who Aryaveer Malhotra was. If something really happens to him, then Malhotra, the family, is fully committed to the Rajput family, and in that battle both the families were sure to suffer losses worth billions. So Lalit just wanted to create pressure, but he did not even imagine what Aryaveer did. "I did not do it," whispers echoing all around it started. Oh, Aryaveer fell. Lalit went to work. "If Malhotra uncle comes to know about this, then the whole college will be rocked, man. Aryaveer has been around since childhood, is weak. I hope you don't actually have a heart attack." On the other hand, Lalit's face was completely gone. His hands were trembling. "Aryaveer brother, I was just joking," she almost cried. "Was in a condition of Aryaveer lying on the ground. I was dancing with joy inside." Wow, 2 life experiences finally came in handy. He held his chest with trembling hands. "Oh my heart, Lalit, you scared me." Lalit lost all strength in his legs after hearing this. No, don't say that. "Are you okay?" Aryaveer continued to act with a painful expression. "It was fine just now. Then it seems to fall down. My elbow is broken. Oh, waist too, that of the body." He started screaming after touching every part. Wherever the hand went, it would come and go. With every scream, Melita's soul starts leaving the body. The students standing there were also completely scared. He said softly, "If something happens to Aryaveer today, if you go, there will be news in the newspaper tomorrow that the Rajput family is finished." Then she stood behind Jyoti and immediately knelt down next to Aryaveer. She sat down. She almost covered him with her body. Leah yelled angrily at Lelouch. "Aren't you ashamed? Do you know? How is Aryaveer's health?" Aryaveer said, "I took a slight look from below and immediately went inside, played the CPT inside. Wow, it is good." But from outside he groaned even louder. "Oh, Lalit, my back was now really broken." "Aryaveer, bye, I fold my hands. Get up," Aryaveer said in a trembling voice. "Maybe today I will not survive." "Shut up, don't say that." Lalit almost started screaming. "Let's go to the hospital." Aryaveer closed his eyes, then say slowly, "If you really want me to wake up, please fulfill one small wish of mine. Everything is complete." Lalit said without thinking, "Which I will tell you." Aryaveer said, "While doing this, today I left home early in the morning. Pocket money, I forgot to take it." Several students standing around fell down. What? But Lalit had time to think. Did not have time. He immediately took the card out of his pocket. "Remove. Take this. Total expenses for this week is. It is approximately 5 lakhs. I asked about Ranveer's weak voice. "He will tell the truth." "Yes, dear." Lalit almost started crying. "The password is 123456. Just get up. Go." Aryaveer saw Jyoti from the corner of his eye. Pointed to. "Grab the card." Jyoti herself was surprised, but he took the card, Aryaveer said again softly. "Oh, now my heart is a little better, but still on the legs there is weakness. I heard your car is very good. Is it good?" Without wasting a second, Lalit took out the key. "Take the car also. Brother, take everything. Take. Just get up." Now the students around laughed. He was biting his lips to stop it, but no one was daring to speak. Finally, Jyoti and Lalit together saved Aryaveer. Aryaveer stood up trembling. 2 seconds kept his eyes closed. Then he said softly, I feel a little better now. I'll hear this." Lalit sprinted as if the police might be after you. In a few seconds he disappeared. The entire courtyard remained quiet for a few moments. Then suddenly he burst out laughing. Aryaveer rested. "I brushed the dust off my clothes and scratched my nose." He smiled and said, "Son, live 2 lives. I have done it. Will you fight me?" He sold Lalit's car. He threw the key in the air. Driving a big car had come. "Now I will go home by bicycle." She was still looking at him in disbelief. "Did you do all this intentionally?" Aryaveer winked. "Great power works wonders." "Didn't hear." Lalit Rajput was scared away, half dead. Aryaveer Malhotra finally breathes a sigh of relief after. Taking it, he headed towards the college building. The light that accompanies him is still completely couldn't control myself. He still isn't sure. It was that a few minutes ago Aryaveer had complimented an arrogant boy like Lalit in front of the college. He was so scared that he gave away his car worth 5 lakh, and he left the luxury car and ran away. While walking, Aryaveer reached the bank very comfortably. He extended the card towards Jyoti. "Keep this." Jyoti jumped as if struck by lightning. "Well, what?" Aryaveer said while taking the son-in-law. "Hey you just raised your voice for me. Didn't you consider it a reward?" "Take." Jyoti's hand started trembling. 5 lakh, the condition of his family was not bad. His father had a small business and a nice house. It was special. But 5 lakhs was not a small amount. He nodded quickly. "No, I can't take it." Aryaveer rolled his eyes. "I said if you want to keep it, then keep it. So much drama. Why do you do this?" Then he stole Lalit's car. He also placed the key in his palm. "And yes, bring this car to the college gate in the afternoon. My people will take care of the loot." Jyoti was completely speechless. After all that compulsion, holding both the card and the key, gently she said, Are you really okay? So loud right now had fallen from. Ranveer smiled. His health is much better now than before. After 45 points he is as good as before. Was not weak. Hey, I'm fine. So it was just acting. Both continued walking. Ranveer kept looking at Jyoti secretly. To be honest, she is not as beautiful as Kavya was. Not as glamorous as Redeemer, but there was a strange simplicity in it, and most importantly she seemed responsible and trustworthy. This way it's always beneficial to have people around. In a short while, both the classes of death, i.e. reached in front of second year class 14. There was a noise coming from inside the door, as if a vegetable market is going on. I was playing a game on my mobile. Someone on a chair he climbed up and was shouting, "Someone is sleeping at the desk." But Ranveer suddenly turned his attention to the door, went to a girl standing outside. Poetry Singania. It's like she's waiting for him. Ranveer immediately understood that this was his chance, should not be allowed to go. He immediately took his school bag to Jyoti. "You go in first, put my bag on the seat, give." The plan was very simple. Where the bag will be, that will be his seat. Jyoti went inside. Now Ranveer comfortably reaches in front of Kavya. Went. "Hey, you here?" Kavya told him from above, looked down. He heard her voice for the first time today. There was a slight softening. "I heard you fell." Ranveer was shocked. "You were worried." Poetry, it immediately became a hit. "Don't misunderstand. Just now you are my fiancé. If something happens to you," if she had gone, she could not have completed the sentence. Ranveer kept looking at him for a few seconds. On his face a slight smile emerged. "Thank you. I am all right." Then the very next moment his real soul awakened. "By the way, will you come with me this evening?" Kavya immediately became alert. "Where?" Ranveer's eyes sparkled. "Got up. What about seeing dogs?" Ranveer excitedly said, "I've got 100 chow chows, 100 huskies, 100 samoyeds, and maybe 100 Tibetan mastiffs too. Have ordered it. Now to buy more houses for them will fall." Kavya's face turned angry again, turned red. "Your mind is really bad." Ranveer argued. "Hey, Rajdhani buying a property is a small expense. The real extravagance will begin now." Kavya stamped her feet. "Go, you just have to. I know how to spend money." And he turned angrily. She did it and left. Ranveer watched her go. Then he shrugged his shoulders and headed towards class. But at the same time, on the other side of the city, Tianjin, a different place on the 12th floor of the municipal corporation, the scene was going on. Inside the mayor's office, Vikram Malhotra, sitting comfortably on the sofa, was drinking tea. Tianjin was sitting in front. Mayor Jagdish Jang is about 50 years old. A man with a voice and a very impressive personality. He smiled and asked, "How is it this morning? Did you come?" Vikram Malhotra took a deep breath. "Actually, my son Ranveer." Mayor Jang laughed. "What happened? Then buy a club took?" Vikram held his head. "This time property worth 30 crore in Ratrani area bought it." The mayor raised an eyebrow. "Good investment is. Then what is the problem?" Vikram said in a serious voice. To keep dogs, the entire office remained silent for a few seconds. The very next moment, the country's most historical abuse came out. "I swear to God." Built on the 12th floor of the Tianjin municipal building, the atmosphere inside the mayor's office is extremely tense at the moment. It had become serious. Until a few minutes ago, the mayor Jagdish Jien is only Ranveer Malhotra's was surprised at the actions. But now their eyes, the real tension was clearly visible. On the other hand, Vikram Malhotra is sitting comfortably on the sofa. But he was sitting and sipping tea. There was that confidence on his face which could only happen to people who have so much money. And they should have the strength to consider risk as a game. Mayor Jang gently placed the pen down on the table and asked in a deep voice, "Vikram, really, tell me, you are here today only for your son. You have not come to complain. After all, in my mind, what's going on?" Vikram is a little smiled. "Nothing much. Playing Pranavi-like and being a dad, I am giving him everything. When she got the Western Ring to buy property in that area of the road, I was interested, so I thought why not do some and investment should be made." Mayor Jang's eyes narrowed. "How much investment?" Vikram said. He replied, as if he was talking about the weather. "Yes. 2 to 3 billion full rooms in the beginning." There was silence for a few seconds. The mayor might be shocked to hear this amount from a man. I would have laughed. But the man sitting in front was Vikram. Malhotra was there. If he was saying 200-300 crore is the initial investment, then it means the matter was really big. Eventually, the mayor slowly got up from his chair and took the safe behind him. Numa opened the cupboard and took out a secret from inside, took out the file and threw it towards Vikram. "This read, then you will understand that today your son. What a big move you have made." Vikram opened the file. Their facial expressions changed in a few seconds. A sparkle appeared in his eyes and the next. In an instant he almost stood up from the chair. It's true, the mayor said in a heavy voice. Right now there has been no official announcement, but the government will develop the entire area of the Western Ring Road. Declaration of Special Economic Zone she is preparing. New tech corridor, foreign investment, express connections, high-speed transit will change the entire city. Vikram Malhotra stares at the file for a few moments, then suddenly his lips widened, the smile spread, meaning Ranveer unknowingly grabbed the most valuable land in the city. Mayor Jiang sat back in the chair and nodded at Shakan. I did this for the first time in my life. Your son is at the club at night. Went out to buy and accidentally lost the future of billions. I picked it up. Vikram was now laughing openly. Yes, I told you, my son. He may be useless, but luck is on his side. Gives. The mayor smiled and said, would you call this luck? This is history. This is happening for the first time. A boy dog buys property to raise, and the next day it becomes clear that the government is doing the same economically. She is going to build the capital. Both a few seconds kept laughing but then the mayor suddenly became serious. Have become. Please note that this news is still confidential. If sound of clearing throat came out, so half the business world collapsed in that area. I will have to, Vikram said while closing the file. Don't worry, I myself don't want anyone to come in between. People are already thinking that Ranveer is just being frivolous and that's it. This is the biggest advantage for us. At the same time, on the other side at the Tianjin Royal Academy, Ranveer sits quietly at his desk. He kept it and was pretending to sleep. Well, it was half asleep. I was listening to the whole class talk. This was the safest way to get information, to collect. Till now he has to learn the class of his death. A little bit about almost every student of it had been found out. The boy sitting next to him, Karan Malik, was crazy about games and waiting. The girl in front, Ananya Kapoor, was fashionable and she was crazy about makeup. In the entire class there were 42 students, 18 boys and 24 girls. There were two big groups among them also. The leader of the boys was Fahim Chaudhary, whose family had many legends. There were mines, property worth crores, dozens of cars and vanity skyrocketing. The most influential on the side was Diksha Rathore, extremely bold, domineering and more than the boys dangerous. But among all these, one name is the most mysterious, Blood Queen. Ranveer did this. When he heard the name for the first time, a slight sensation ran through his spine. A chill ran through me. The whole class is talking about that girl's name. She was taking it in a whisper. It was said that she rarely comes to college. But when it happens, the entire campus shakes. Boys' beatings, bloodshed, fear and rumors all the same was associated with. Someone said softly, if Raktani sees someone, then it becomes difficult to live. I decided to stay as far away from that girl as possible. The better I stay. After all, his health is still. It was not completely normal. He is someone with no risk of getting into trouble with a violent, crazy girl. Could have taken it. Amidst this thought, the college bell rang. The bell rang and lunch break began, Ranveer said. Slowly he opened his eyes, stretched and smiled. Now it's time for the royal lunch. Lunch break at Tianjin Royal Academy. The whole campus suddenly comes alive as the bell rings. Picking. Crowds of students started coming out everywhere. Someone with friends towards the cafe area was running away. Someone sat in the campus garden. While I was leaving, someone was showing off his expensive cars. He was coming out, turning the key. But the biggest question for Ranveer Malhotra is this. Where should I spend my money on lunch today? His dining in the college cafe area as per schedule. His super extravagant spending was against the status quo. After all, if a person tries to spend crores, has the capacity and still has the college tray, if you stand in line with such wealth, what is the benefit of this? That's why Ranveer kept his mind. I decided to have lunch outside, and that too, somewhere where his royal style is evident. As soon as he left the class, he saw Kavya Singhania again at the door. She was standing outside, waiting for him. Ranveer immediately smiled. Wow, today my fiancé has become very active. Somewhere like this, not that you're really into the relationship anymore. You are getting serious. Kavya's face immediately turned red. Shut up. I came to see if you were there after the morning drama, whether it is really okay or not. The truth was that in the morning his father Dhruv Singhania called him on the phone. He had clearly said that the Malhotra family had, the first major aid has been sent to the company. Now whether she accepts it or not, she has a crush on Ranveer. The relationship has become deeper than ever before was, but his nature is still the same. There was a quarrelsome sweetness. Ranveer laughs, I said. I'm fine, and if my beautiful fiancé, I feel even better if you are with me. Let us go eat outside, Kavya said, unwillingly nodded. Okay, but no crazy things today. Don't do it. Ranveer replied with just a mysterious answer. Gave a smile. Shortly after, both colleges reached outside the gate. The light is already there, was waiting. As soon as she saw Ranveer, she saw it and immediately said, "Ranveer, I bought that car. I've parked it right here." He pulled over to the side of the road, to the side of a parked bright orange sports car pointed to. The car was so attractive that it was the students were looking at him again and again. Sloping body design, shining gold trident-like symbol and white wings behind logo of. It was clear that this was a very expensive, it was a foreign car. Ranveer gave him 2 seconds, saw. Then turning towards Kavya, he asked, "You need Kavya Chowki, what car?" "Lalit gave it to me out of fear. I am too lazy to drive myself. If you want, you give me a gift." Kavya immediately shook her head. "Gave, I will not even touch his things." Ranveer shrugged. "Okay, anyway, I was just asking like that." The next moment he called his 3 new disciples standing at a distance. "They come here." All 3 came running and bowed together. "Give orders, young master." Ranveer relaxed, scratching his nose. He said, "Go and get the big hammers. Bring an iron pipe and some bricks." All one, the moment froze. Quick, after a few minutes, all 3 returned. He had a big hammer in his hand. "Someone has fat." This is the view in front of the steel pipe college gate. Seeing this, the students started stopping. Many people have mobile phones. Took it out and started making videos. Kavya's eyes narrowed. "Ranveer, what are you doing? Are you going to?" Ranveer in a very normal voice said, "Wasteful expenditure." Then he said that Sports pointed a finger towards the car. "Break this junk too." The entire atmosphere became frozen. "What?" A scream came out of my mouth. "This car, at least it will cost 70-80 lakh. Ranveer kept a calm face and made a reply. "I know." Then he said in a very serious voice, "If only 78, if it were worth a lakh, I wouldn't even look at it. Come, I just want to hear the sound." The very next moment he waved his hand. "Start." Durham. The first hammer fell on the bonnet of the car. Glass cracked went, then a steel pipe broke the side door. Put. The next moment all 3 of them started driving like crazy. But they attacked. It shatters with thud headlights, flying glass, twisted metal, and the entire college was shaken by the echoing sounds. Some, looking like millions. In just minutes the sports car turns into a rusty piece of junk. It was already done. The students standing nearby were wide-eyed. It remained. This guy is really crazy. So much expensive car just to hear the sound. Super. Its name is wasteful expenditure. Ranveer Magar. He looked very satisfied. She looked at the car carefully. Then he smiled and said, "We are looking perfect now." Then in his mind the system's voice echoed. Special spending behavior entered. Due to unusual extravagant spending style, additional impact. Points obtained. Ranveer's the smile deepened. He feels it was that he was now slowly enjoying the real fun of this game. "I am starting to understand of the Tianjin Royal Academy. Such an atmosphere was created outside the main gate at this time. It was as if a film was being shot. Students were gathered all around, mobile cameras in the air, were up in the air, and everybody was on the roadside. Look at that smashed sports car. I was stunned. Just a few minutes ago she was shining. Foreign luxury cars are considered the pride of the entire campus used to go, and now his condition was like a herd of wild buffaloes trampled the fields and left. May have gone. Broken glass was scattered on the road. Bonnet it had sunk inside. Doors turned into junk had passed, and ahead appeared something like a golden trident. The logo was also hanging crookedly. Standing far away, the students were whispering. "That's Lalit's car, wasn't it?" "Yes." "The number plate is the same." "Oh God." A car worth 70-80 lakh was destroyed like this. Super fidgety, the expense is really insane. What will Lalit do now? And the truth was that Lalit Rajput himself was also far away. I was standing there watching all this. The veins on his forehead, she was filled with anger. After all, that car never had pride. But the most painful thing was that he couldn't even do anything. Morning, the heart attack drama is still lingering on his mind. It was going around in my mind. If she again kisses Ranveer, I messed with him, and this time something really happened. Then the evening of the Rajput family will come. A boy standing behind said softly, "Brother, let's go and kill him." Lalit looked at her with such a look. When he saw her, he trembled right there. "We'll kill," Lalit said, gritting his teeth. "In the morning I didn't even touch it and lost the 5 lakh car and respect. If I really touch it, maybe even the house. I have to write." His face is red with irritation, had already paid. Finally he clenched his fist in anger. It clenched and turned over. "I am leaving it for today." But while leaving, he looked towards Kavya once. The jealousy within him increased because now the news had spread throughout the college. Kavya C. Singhania openly hangs out with Ranveer. On the other hand, Ranveer is not bothered by all this politics, and factionalism didn't matter. For him, it was all child's play. He did. The car was broken just because he really had to hear the voice, and the most important thing was that I didn't know how to drive myself, for free. What is the best use of what you have got? Break it. In just a few minutes, 3 of his disciples have worked hard to turn the car into scrap. Ranveer nodded with satisfaction. Good work. Then, he snapped his forefinger. The remaining one sells the parts to the junk dealer. It sounded very good. The whole body feels light. The people standing around were looking at him as if be a creature from another world. Only then Ranveer looked at Kavya. Let's eat now. Kavya is still in a semi-conscious state I was in. You are a really normal person. No, it is not. Ranveer puffed out his chest proudly. Thank you. After some time his entire convoy was running on the road. The next 3 played angel cars. Ranveer's high-winged head in the middle, Angel Mnemojin, and the rest of his men behind the road. But the remaining vehicles were moving aside automatically. After all, the city now has the name of super wasteful spending. It started echoing everywhere. But then suddenly an accident happened. A 60-year-old man, vintage electric bicycle. His car swayed while driving and came closer. Maybe the brakes weren't working properly. His bicycle thudded against the side mirror of the car. It collided. The mirror broke and fell down. The driver's face was blown away. After all, these 4 high-winged cars cost more than crores. It was an angel car. Mirror replacement cost only 3,400. An old man on the street fell and froze with fear of his face. The color had faded. He clearly understood that he had broken something that he cannot replace. It cannot be done even with the earnings of one's entire life. The driver immediately got out of the car in anger. But then Ranveer rolled down the window and he started looking at the old man with great surprise. Oh! The old man looked at him trembling. Ranveer asked really curiously, "Why didn't you stay?" "The old judge doesn't understand, Found." Ranveer said seriously, "You broke my car. The money is yours. They will not pass. So why are you still running away?" "No, you'll sit here and make me pay." "What?" The old man stared at him for a few seconds. Then suddenly, as if a lightning struck his mind, the next moment he got up so fast that around the people standing there were stunned. He picked up the bicycle and ran away at the speed of a racing bike. Ranveer watched her go from the window and laughed. Wow, the old man is still fit. Looks like he must have been a racer in his youth. Poetry, he held his head. You let him go. Ranveer shrugged. Poor man is. I'm a spendthrift anyway. If I don't spend the money, when will I spend it? She remained silent for a few moments. Then he slowly nodded and I bowed down. For the first time, a strange feeling filled his heart. Actually, this person is so bad. No, but the very next moment Ranveer smiled and said, "Today is a very auspicious day." The car broke down. There was noise and we had to celebrate it. Poetry, she almost screamed. Celebrating car breakdown, will you celebrate? Ranveer said proudly, "Absolutely. You will not find another specimen like this in the world." After leaving the Tianjin Royal Academy, Aryaveer Malhotra's entire convoy, headed straight, was moving towards the Western Ring Road. Ahead, 3 praying angel cars clearing the way, and behind her was her high-winged angel limousine. She was walking in a royal style. People on the street, I was looking at that convoy intermittently. After all, now Super Fidget Ranveer is only in college. No, but become a famous name in the entire city. Had already been paid. On the way, Ranveer suddenly said, "By the way, where is the hotel you bought yesterday?" The driver immediately wiped his sweat. The truth is that its young master had made crores yesterday. Check them carefully when buying a property. It was not even there. But he is still a strange person to Ranveer. I had become accustomed to his nature. A total of 3 hells, hey young master, the best one is ahead. Hanglang Royal Hotel. Ranveer nodded at shaken. Let's go there. In class anyway, what to do after going back. More than studies, it is important to learn the art of spending money. Shortly after, the convoy stopped in front of the hotel. 6, a huge story building with marble exterior pillars, large vases and glass on both sides. The gleaming doors place was truly magnificent. Ranveer, he got out and looked at the hotel carefully and nodded with satisfaction. Wow, Harsh has sold me such a nice hotel. Looks like a poor guy. I was very upset due to the loss. Running with her, Kavya said softly, "Actually, the place is nice. The surrounding area is not yet developed." It happened. Ranveer smiled then at the right time. As soon as they entered the hotel, the manager came running. "Welcome, young master." Then he looked at Kavya. He bowed and said, "I salute young madam too." Poetry's face immediately turned red. But till now so many people had called her young madam that gradually the power to resist wanes. It was stuck. The manager bent down and asked, "What's happening for you today? What should I get prepared for?" If a normal rich person were a boy, the girl would probably ask for the menu. I ask him what he likes to eat. Then I would order in romantic cereal. but Ranveer Malhotra was an insult to the word ordinary. He said very casually, "I don't know here. Which dish is good? Do this in the menu, make as many things as you can. In every dish I will taste it. Then I will decide what is good." The entire hotel froze. Kavya held her head took. Redeemer closed her eyes. The driver started looking towards the roof. The remaining disciples stood there as if they had it completely looks normal. But the poor manager, I was drenched in sweat. "Sir, everything is just for Ranveer," a sycophantic disciple of scolded. "Our young master said make everything, meaning make everything. If they said dog if you catch it, don't catch the chicken." Ranveer's eyes sparkled. "Wow," he snapped his finger. "This 5,000 reward." The faces of the other disciples became like this, like someone stabbed him in the heart, yes. Then the same disciple bowed down with joy. Young the master lived for thousands of years. Now the manager is complete. I had already understood it. No logic here, just the orders go through. He immediately headed towards the kitchen and ran away. After some time, Ranveer and Kavya came out from the window. Sitting in the special VIP section near were. The road was visible below and the night sky in the distance. The flashing lights of the club were also visible. Ranveer smiled and asked, "So how is the hotel?" "Put?" Kavya looked around. "Good," but Ranveer leaned forward. But Kavya thought for a few seconds. "I don't know where it is. It feels a little cold. It is very beautiful, but there is no life in it." Ranveer immediately spoke. "I caught it, meaning there is less greenery." Kavya said. He nodded slowly. Just the next moment, the hotel was going to be recorded in history. Ranveer shouted loudly. The poor manager came running. "Yes, young master." Ranveer said. A huge marble tower in the center of the hotel pointed fingers towards the floor. "Break it tomorrow." "Yes, dig a big hole in the middle. Pond in it make. Water will flow. There will be perfume. Red fish float, surrounded by grass, flowers, and large trees apply. I sit here and fish at my leisure. I will catch it." The entire hall froze. Kavya almost screamed. "The pond in the middle of the hotel, will you make it?" Ranveer said seriously, "Yes, that's when the place will come to life." Kavya said, covered the face with both hands. "Oh God, I am sitting with a crazy person." But the manager was in the biggest dilemma. What is true? Should I break it? He thought to himself. If I don't, the young master will be angry. If we do this, we will have to dig up the entire hotel. After all, he remembered the 5,000th scene from that morning. He made a decision immediately. Young Master Joe, it is said that this will happen, and thus Tianjin. For the first time in the history of the city, someone opened a hotel. Digging a pond for fishing inside was ordered. Tianjin City Center established the 16th Network headquarters. Vikram Malhotra is currently on the floor with Vishal sitting alone in the office. Outside glass, the entire city is visible through the walls. Shining roads, racing cars, and far away tall buildings spread out, but Vikram's eyes were fixed on this. Time was frozen on the motif placed before him. His personal secretary has just arrived at the Western Ring Road. Submitted a financial report of the development sector was. He slowly opened the file and started reading. Total area 74 square kilometer. Vikram whistled softly. The report clearly stated that the large area in the future, the government will develop this entire area into a new, it is going to be transformed into a tech and economic corridor. But the problem was equally big. Land, it was too much. Investment was uncertain. And when did the government policy change? No trust. Vikram Malhotra fingers the table patted. Even if I invest 300 to 400 crore, there will be no impact. It will be very little. But spend more money, give it. And on top of that, the policy changed so the entire cash flow will move. After thinking for a while, he finally made the decision. Currently 200-300, we will start with crores. First grab your share and then proceed further after looking at the situation will increase. A slow smile spread across his face. Ranveer, even if you are unknowingly right, but this bar has played a very big bet. At the same time, Ranveer Malhotra, on the other hand, is completely different. I was living in the world. Humloom Royal Hotel, the scene inside at this time was like this, never seen before in history. Only the entire hotel kitchen battles in one order. It was ready. All the chefs are eating like crazy, we're making it. Big stoves were burning. The scent of oil wafted through the air. A waiter ran around with trays and 4 huge tables, but one dish after another was being prepared. A total of 108 main events took place in just 25 minutes. Meals and 54 side dishes ready to go were kept. The entire hall was filled with fragrance. This scene was so grand that even a royal feast would seem small if it was held here. But what was Ranveer's first job? He rested, picked up chopsticks, and was the first sound of clearing throat. Keep it in front. Pick a simple piece of pickle and putting it in your mouth. Put it in. We saw his eyes sparkle. Wow, that's it. It tastes good. This is the feeling I need in life. The hotel manager was almost about to faint. Hey, may God create so many rare dishes, and young master is the first to eat pickles. But Ranveer's followers are still following his habits. It had already happened. One of them proudly said, "Our young master earned 30 crores yesterday. Dog-friendly property only had bought it. Eating pickles is a very small thing." On the other hand, Kavya Singhania is now slowly starting to get used to this madness. He calmed a small piece of a special dish that makes a face. After a few seconds, his eyes glistened slightly. Got up. "This lightly flavored shellfish slice is quiet. It is well made." Ranveer immediately gets excited. "Oh, do you recognize the food?" Kavya simply said a little bit in the original dish. "First, cut the shellfish meat into thin slices. Let's cut. Then lightly boiled and mixed with special spices and cooked with mushrooms. If the heat is right, the taste is very soft and aromatic. But the heat in this has increased a bit. Still quite good." People standing nearby were stunned. So far they only see her beauty. But now, for the first time, I understand that Kavya is really an educated girl from a rich family. Ranveer was also impressed. "Wow, my fiancée turned out to be amazing." Kavya immediately blushed. Again the same nonsense, but from her lips Khan smiled slightly. At the same time, Ranveer shouted loudly, "Who is the chef of this dish? Call her." A few minutes later, a chubby man came forward, panting. His stomach was so big that it felt like bending down. It would fall any moment. A round face, small eyes, and thick lips make you laugh just by looking at him. It seemed so. He bowed and said, "Young master, my name is Veerpal." Ranveer stroked her from top to bottom. He looked up and said, holding back his laughter, "You're both the name and the body match quite well." The entire hall burst into suppressed laughter. But out of fear, I just kept wiping my sweat. Ranveer then smiled and said, "He cooks well, yes. Well, if I give you some new recipes, if I give it to you, will you make it?" Veerpal's eyes sparkled, got up. "If there is material and young master orders, if you give me your permission, I can make anything." Ranveer's smile gradually deepened as in his mind of the old world now thousands of rare dishes were circulating, and he felt like maybe the world of food, a new empire to spend money on, can be made. But Ranveer still has this. I had no idea that her new recipe would be one of the most prosperous regions of the entire country in the future. An expensive dish was about to be made. Billionaires for people will book months in advance. If you like the story, like the video. Do it. Subscribe to the channel and listen. Stay healthy with Billionaire System Master, only on Hindi Novel Tailor. See you tomorrow with new episodes, right here if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do so now. Take it. If you don't want to miss the episode,